Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4playernetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy. Welcome to E3 2017 4Player Podcast. This is episode, or day 0 of E3 2017. We are coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. We've all been awake for a very long time, and we've still got a long time to go before we can sleep. But, there's been a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff has transpired, and we are ready to talk about it. But before we do that, I want to introduce everybody. Of course, my name is Nick Henderson. I'm joined today by Christopher Guthridge, directly to my right.
Hello.
Brad Simons.
Yo.
Nolan Hedstrom.
How's it going, everybody?
And Christopher Davis.
Hello, hello.
And I think, so we're kind of halfway through the day, so to speak, because we have one more press conference to go. But we had some time to kill. So we're recording this portion of the podcast, and we will take a break and we'll record the second half once we get back from Bethesda a little bit later. But right now, we're going to talk about EA, which was yesterday. And we'll talk about Microsoft, which we just got back from. Yeah, and there was actually way more to talk about from Microsoft. So why don't we just start with EA?
Let's get that out of the way.
Get that out of the way, so to speak. That was a very brief in terms of the stuff worth talking about, it's fairly brief.
Dead Space
No,
4.
don't say things like that. My heart is literally broken. I mean, I didn't really think that was going to happen, but I was really kind of hoping it was going to happen.
Well, let's talk about all the Star Wars
games. It still could happen at
games.
Sony.
Do you see what hope gets you?
Hopes are
Pain.
The fuel rebellions.
Oh, it sucks. All right.
That's how it goes.
I have a list.
Rebellions are built on hope.
I have a list here of things that they showed at EA yesterday. Please stop me if I missed anything, which is not likely. They opened with Battlefield 1 DLC.
Whoa!
Surprise!
And the name of the how do you say this? Czar. And the name of the Czar. Is really not
The Colossal Czar.
The new czar?
How'd it look? I have not seen this stuff, so.
Here, sadly, I don't have much experience playing Battlefield 1.
I mean, honestly, it was mostly screenshots from what I remember.
I'm going to go out on a limb real quick. Why are we talking about it?
Yeah.
Do any of us care?
Joseph
I mean,
does?
It kind of made me
People
want
don't care.
Chris Davis does.
What the fuck?
Wait, I'm channeling the spirit of
Well,
Joseph.
you don't seem too excited about it.
Well, here's what I was a little confused about. I couldn't tell if what they were showing was just new maps or if they were showing like a single-player DLC.
No, it was the same maps, but now they're
at night.
At night.
Yeah, that night
that was
maps.
part of the update. Is there are now night maps?
I'm with
bringing the
Nolan, though.
moon.
I'm with Nolan.
To Battlefield 1.
What else they got, Nick?
Can you fight on the moon? All right. So honestly, the first big thing that they showed that surprised me and actually got me a little interested, which I wasn't expecting this. Need for Speed Payback. I know.
I've not seen this.
All right.
Tell me about it.
Oh God.
It's Fast and the Furious
First of all,
Need for Speed edition.
I have very little history with Need for Speed. I'm not particularly interested in racing games. No one
Hey,
saw
Need
how
for Speed 2 was amazing.
I'm sure there's been some great Need for Speed games. I actually heard Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit was
new
pretty
one that
good.
came
Hot
out
Pursuit was
I
great.
heard it was great. But I've never been a huge Need for Speed fan. Honestly, what we saw yesterday looked very much. First of all, it's open world, which I know Need for Speed has been for a little while now, but it seemed to capture kind of the magic of like a really big dopey like Fast and the Furious movie, combined with some of the crash shit that you would see in like Burnout Paradise or something. Because it was literally what they showcased was literally like that scene. I don't even remember which Fast and the Furious movie it is, where they're trying to steal a car out of the back of a moving 18-wheeler.
I think that's 5.
Yeah, so it's like that scene from Fast and Furious 5.
No, that was a train.
Fast 5?
No, Fast 5 had the safe. The giant safe.
Well, it had that too.
I think I had more than just a save.
Yeah, it had more than just a safe.
That's all I remember from the movie, honestly.
Point is, they were trying to steal a car out of the back of a moving vehicle, which is cool. They pulled up next to the truck, and then there's a little lady climbing out of it and jumping onto the back, and then you were suddenly driving the car, and you came bursting out of the back of the 18-wheeler, driving the opposite direction, and it was like some crazy supercar.
Was it Michelle Rodriguez?
It looked. I mean, that was like when we were watching it. It was like I guess she's the equivalent of Michelle Rodriguez. But yeah, it looked cool because it was open world and it looked gorgeous and like the crashes looked really awesome. But it was like way over the top ridiculous. There was like helicopters and cops and shit was exploding every 5 seconds.
Oh, of course,
I don't
that's
know.
what you have to have in your Need
It
for
looks
Speed games.
big, dumb, and fun. So color me interested. But there's really beyond that, I don't think there's really much more to say about it. Honestly, the big takeaway from EA's conference was actually the one game I think we all kind of want to talk about from EA was A Way Out, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Which
correct.
was from the studio that brought us Brothers: A Tale of Two
Well,
Sons.
technically, no. It's a new studio from the people that made it.
Okay.
It's called Hazelight.
Did
okay.
they form a new studio?
Yeah, they formed a new studio.
Okay.
Correct.
Basically, Starbreeze
That doesn't make
bought
it any
the i-
less the same people that did it. I
This
mean-
seems
Yeah,
like
no.
like a pretty ambitious follow up to the
Yeah, and
last
that's
game.
what I was
Brothers.
gonna say is like, it starts showing the game and it's like, oh, from Brothers Tales of Two Sons, and I'm like, this is very different from that
Yeah.
game. Like, this in no way is any embodiment besides the fact that you're like two different people.
But there were also moments that did glimpse, that did seem kind of like an extension of what mechanically what you were doing in Brothers. Like there were moments.
I'm just saying this is like comparing the original Mario worlds, like Super Mario Brothers on the NES, to like Mario Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Like they are very different scale wise of what they actually are.
scale
Yeah.
and style.
Yeah.
And
Presentation.
And so in Brothers was really interesting because it was a cooperative game, 2-player game. It was a 1-player game that you were controlling 2 characters. Now it is a 2-player game you were controlling 2
One
different
character.
characters. But now it's like a split screen. It's weird because it's a split screen game, whether you're playing online or on the couch,
Correct.
which is pretty unusual. But it seems cool because they're literally going to be telling 2 different stories about 2 different characters trying to escape from prison or help each other escape from prison. And I presume something beyond that too, because the trailer really heavily implies that you played with these characters once you've actually gotten out of prison. I guess
Well, yeah, there's a lot of out of prison scenes.
yeah.
No, it showed a lot. So honestly, in the like kind of the gameplay stuff that they showed, it showed them in prison, whatever, doing their own thing. One of the guys, I forget their names, was already in prison, and the other one was newly to prison. It showed them very briefly doing some prison escapee type stuff, and then they were all of a sudden out of prison. And almost all of over half of what they showed was them outside of prison.
I wonder if
Yeah.
it's going to be like them on the run.
Yeah,
from
no, on the run from the cops.
Yeah.
Trying to one guy seemed like he was trying to make amends with his family, and then like another one had like a kid as well.
The
What,
other-
if, what,
the
if
others-
it, what if it kind of falls apart after you leave the prison, like Tango and
that's
Cash?
that's kind of what I'm worried about.
I mean, it
Tango
depends
and
on
Cash?
how far along
Anybody?
they're gonna.
I think I'm too young.
It's gonna depend on how far along Say Wataneo is. in the game.
Okay.
But
Zay Watanejo. Okay.
wait, what?
Say Wataneo.
Zay Watanejo.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Tango and Cash.
I think my.
but this is cool, right? It looks
No, it looks cool.
It looks like it has potential.
The fact that it's like it has to be split screen means that they're gonna do some like pretty like
Well, no.
Mind-fucky
It even
stuff.
showed like, excuse me, having tasks to try to escape the prison, and either person could do it, and the way they do it are completely different. Like the one guy like broke a machine essentially to like get the guard distracted, and the other guy just like beat the shit out of a guy.
seems like it has an ambitious narrative structure.
Oh, totally.
For sure.
It seems like it could potentially be a game I would want to play multiple times because I'd want to play maybe as both characters, and I'm curious as to if you can switch off. Like change, if you play this guy for a while and then switch off with having to just physically switch controllers.
I mean, one thing it's hard to. We don't know exactly how ambitious this is in terms of how it's going to tell its story. It seems ambitious just on a 10,000 foot view of the game. It seems kind of ambitious, but I feel like that's
also given if you played through Brothers,
yeah,
that's kind of why I'm assuming that it's gonna do some ambitious stuff
yeah.
with the way it tells its story
Yeah.
and how the mechanics.
It was weird
Play
too
into
because
that.
there was a sequence in that footage where one person was watching a cutscene play out while the other person was in the same room, walking around like the upper level and like doing other stuff like in gameplay, but like he could look down and see the activity going on in the other person's cutscene. So
I mean,
Honestly, it kind of made me want to play Divinity Original Sin. Because that's what you do with your party. You split them up and do stuff like that.
oh
but the way they were framing it cinematically, it really kind of reminded me of like Hitman, specifically Blood Money. like how it would focus on one part of the screen, your target, what's
yeah,
what your
yeah.
target's
why
doing,
you're moving around doing stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And
it
it
did remind me of something, and I couldn't quite place it, and I think that's what I was trying to
It
think
was
of.
an interesting, I can't think of the word I'm looking for because I'm so sleep deprived. But the way they showed it, it wasn't always, a 50-50 split screen. Like sometimes when something more important was going on in another one, they would expand that screen greatly. The other person would just have a tiny portion, like a fourth of the screen that they were working with.
I'm a little worried that, like, if something important is happening in one screen, but the other player is expected to keep doing something
their
important,
focus. Yeah.
Like, I'm afraid people are going to be. It's going to be really hard to focus on your task while they're trying to also tell you a story on the other side of the screen. I'm hoping they've balanced that well enough.
My only worry about the game is that it's a 100% pure co-op game.
Yeah.
There's no single player element to it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can play it on the couch, which the developer wants you to, but you can play it online as well. But the online, there's zero matchmaking, so you have to play with somebody you know.
Which is, I know that's a bold move, and it's. I think it's.
It's because
You don't
you're
wanna play
totally
as the
gonna like
stranger.
strangle your friend with your
Yeah.
bare hands. Like the game is gonna do some like fucked up shit, and then just one person gets to play the game or like some crazy shit like that. It's gonna be some like.
I mean, I hope it's something bold like that. I want if they're gonna do something like this. I want them to
What
That would
take
be
some.
fucking awesome if that happened. That would be so fucking mind blowing. I haven't played Brothers though, so don't spoil that for me.
Okay, you should.
Yeah.
You could do it in like one sitting.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours.
Don't always have it. You could like play it on Steam, can't you?
Yeah.
Through our
Yeah.
thingamajig.
Maybe I will.
Perhaps you should. Is there anything else we want to say about that? I'm really hoping. I'm wondering how. If that's first of all, I wonder if that's going to be on the show floor, and second, if it is, I'm wondering how they're going to demo it.
I will say that one of the dudes has like, I don't know if it was Kane or Lynch, but has like a ridiculously
his nose?
strange nose.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
huge.
and a
seems a little-
ridiculous pompadour haircut
Yeah.
too.
But whatever. I mean
his
that's
whole thing-
cool.
No,
Hair
his
can
whole-
do that. Noses don't do that.
One of them kind of
Some
reminded me
noses
of
do.
Nathan Drake's brother.
Yeah, like
Sam.
you look
Yeah.
at him in a certain light, he kind of does look like a Drake.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
yeah, I think that was the first big surprise of the show, and I think that's definitely something that's going to be on a lot of people's radar going forward. The only other thing, unless I'm forgetting something, but the only thing okay, we're going to talk about Anthem. Obviously, that's BioWare's new IP. We're going to talk about that probably at the end of this segment when we talk about Microsoft, because they did a much more in-depth demonstration of that. So we'll save that for now. The only other game worth really mentioning about from EA is, of course, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was like the meat of their conference. They literally did a 30-minute multiplayer match live on their feed.
Oh, wow.
And I was sitting
30
there-
minutes?
30 minutes.
Yep.
And the worst
Real
part is
Battlefront matches.
the worst
barely
part
take
about
that
this is
I don't think the whole match was 30 minutes, but they
It felt
dedicated
like it.
30 minutes.
it
to the
felt
game.
it certainly
Yeah.
felt like it. The one thing, so there's also a few things worth talking about as far as how EA did their press conference this year, which was weird. Like they had a bunch of like YouTubers come out and present shit, which was obviously awkward as hell. But they brought out the weird thing is they brought out the actress who's playing like the lead character in their new Battlefront 2 campaign, and she was a great presenter. But it got me. I was like, okay, I'm excited. I want to now. They're going to show us the campaign, and no,
Nope.
they didn't show us the campaign. They showed us
single fucking minute of
showed
it.
us a 30, like a damn near 30-minute multiplayer match, which like the I was impressed with that for about 5 minutes, and then I was like, all right, this is cool, but let's move on to something else. Something we obviously want to. The thing is, they even like pumped it up. Like they're like, the tweet heard around the world, and they even had John Boyega come out and say,
Really?
"Oh man, yeah." John Boyega was like tweeted at EA or something after Battlefront 1 came out. It was like, "Hey, you're gonna add a campaign to this game?" And then like, fucking got I don't know, like 1 million retweets or something stupid. But like they put that tweet up on the screen, and then they had a special message from John Boyega, like, "We listened to you. We added a campaign."
Who cares?
And then they didn't show it.
Yeah.
I can't
Is it gonna
believe
suck?
that.
I'm telling you, they're saving that for Sony. They've got to be
I mean,
saving that for
that's
Sony.
the only explanation, but it's
I
also
could
weird.
see them saving it, yeah.
It's also pretty fucking weird. I mean, they have to show it somewhere here. If the campaign is not at E3, then that's a fucking fail. I know Crispy had some trepidations about the Battlefront 2 thing, but it was for a totally different reason.
Some lore stuff.
I mean,
I did? Wait.
Yeah.
About what? Oh, yeah, because they were showing all this off with the fucking Phantom Menace bullshit.
the whole demo
The
took place in
match-
Naboo.
The match was the assault on Theed Palace,
Oh,
which
God.
is basically just an adaptation of the Walker Assault from the last one. It wasn't a new game mode. They should have been showing off like the fucking space battles.
Yeah.
They should have been showing off something different, something new.
They
something,
should have been showing the Gungans.
They should have been showing something that maybe highlighted the return of the class system. You know, because
Yeah.
now they've got a class system for each faction. They should have been showing something fucking new, not just I don't know.
And
I don't know.
you know, it was disappointing too, because like they showed someone get a vehicle, and like just like the first one, it wasn't like integrated into the worlds. Like they picked up
It's
a
not. It's a pickup. It's
yeah,
not
you pick up a thing, and suddenly you're flying around
It's
in
not
a
a
thing.
physical item in the world.
It's not like
Yeah.
Battlefield where you run over to a helicopter and get into it and fly away. Like
Yeah.
that I feel like is one of the
Ugh,
biggest.
What?
that is a
I mean,
bummer.
that
It
sucks.
literally felt like I was just watching maybe a slightly prettier version of.
That sucks. But if they can get the stuff that they need to get right,
Yeah.
that will be the least of my concern.
Sure.
Right.
If the campaign is good, if the multiplayer is improved over what it was the first time around, if the customization and the classes and the unlocks and all that stuff is compelling enough to keep you playing, I'll be happy with it.
Yeah.
It might not
I just like
change the world, but
I really like coming out of that. I was just like, I really am not sold on this. I want to see what that campaign is like. But all we saw was 20 minutes of what looked like Battlefront 1 multiplayer footage. Oh, and Darth Maul came out and twirled his lightsaber, his dual-sided lightsaber, which I thought looked really sloppy, to be honest. But I don't know.
All that hero stuff in Battlefront looks jank.
Yeah. And then that was obviously topped off by.
They didn't show a Gungan hero.
Not yet.
That was all topped off
There's only
by
one Gungan. hero.
by Amy Hennig
Is he a
tweeting that
Gungan?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
we're still working hard on our game, but it's just not. It's this year's Battlefront's year.
I love how they have a segment devoted to promoting John Boyega's tweet about the single player campaign. Then they show him in a video, and he's proud to announce that his character Finn is going to be in the game as DLC.
Yeah.
like
Well,
Yeah. It was,
Who
it
wants,
was a
to-
bummer.
who wants to play as Finn
What's
anyways?
wrong with Finn?
Well, I mean, like,
Whoa, whoa.
tread lightly.
I like Finn, but as like a hero in like a Battlefront game,
I mean, they showed Ray already.
It looks like, but they showed his character model, and what it seems to be might be the unique thing about Finn is that he might be able to switch between a blaster and a lightsaber, which none of the other heroes do.
okay.
Which
I'm
that
just
could be
saying,
kind of cool.
I don't
So he's
think
not
of
good
Finn
with
as
either
like
of
a
them, but he
dude
has
taking
both.
down like an
Right.
army of stormtroopers.
He might not be running around like Luke Skywalker with the lightsaber,
That's what I'm saying.
but like he might have it and be able to do something with
Like,
it.
if they can, like, design his character movements and
That's
and
how
play
I
style,
would do it. That I mean, if you're looking for like a unique hook for that hero character, that's what I would do.
design it
is-
around his inexperience. Like,
Yeah.
make it, like, kind of play up his inability to actually use a lightsaber like an actual Jedi.
They need to get the fucking
TR-8R.
wappity
Oh,
the
yeah.
wappity trooper as a hero.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, that pretty much covers.
Wappity.
Yeah, the thing. Remember the stormtrooper that had the little spinny thing?
Like a
That-
Tom-
It's internet jokes. You wouldn't get it, Brad.
They called
His
it the
name is
weapon?
actually
No.
TR-8R for Schrader.
That's not
Okay.
his actual
That-
name. But
No, I thought that was what
no,
they...
he has a canon
Let's
name. and
not
it's
talk
that.
about this.
Oh, God.
But
Microsoft.
Yeah, let's move on to fucking Microsoft.
Well, shouldn't we give like an overall grade for the...
No,
Forza.
that would be. That's too much pressure. No.
Yes, that is correct. Microsoft opened with Forza, and no one cares.
Okay.
Except European.
I will. Okay.
Well, they opened with
Oh, okay.
their new hardware.
All right, Microsoft.
They
All right.
open with their new hardware.
They
Yeah,
opened
sorry.
with the fucking announcement
Of the Xbox.
of the Xbox.
They said it's super powerful in 4K.
6 teraflops.
And
the smallest box ever.
pretty much exactly what we thought it was going to be, or we knew it was going to be. I mean, there's no surprises with this hardware.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think the only thing that was surprising was the name, because people, like, it was even being heavily rumored today by people within the industry that it was going to be called the Xbox Scorpio, and instead we got the Xbox One X,
One.
the Xbox.
Xbox One X, Xbox One X. Xbox
So,
Man,
what,
Boring.
how
I
much?
can't even get over the fact that they called it the Xbox One X.
I mean, yeah, that is a little. That's kind of a weird decision when you consider that, like, that system. I mean,
The reason they were in that place in the first place was they didn't want to seem less than,
Yeah.
and they went with one.
Well, they went with they spelled it out instead of. I mean, there wasn't a PlayStation. I mean, I guess there was a PlayStation 1, but I mean, it was just PlayStation and PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
But then they had the smaller version was
the PS1.
the
yeah.
PS1.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is like originally there wasn't a PlayStation 1.
Yeah. There was no World War One.
Exactly.
I don't.
Can we talk about the price now? I know that was
Sure,
at
I
the
mean,
end, but we're talking about
Of
the
course,
system.
they left it for the end. They want people to get pissed off.
what
That's
they-
a terrible price.
What they were doing was buttering people up for that price at the end.
Look at all the games we
Because
have.
literally, I'm going to be honest, I was really impressed. They brought games. They had a lot of games to talk about. Now, whether or not they are exclusive to Xbox One is one thing. It's obviously all of those games are coming to PC.
Uh-huh.
But that shouldn't really matter. The point is they actually talked about games. They announced games. There was things that were there that I didn't know were going to be here. That's what I was appreciative of. But yes,
What are we talking about the price?
they were buttering people up for the price that what they announced at the end. It is coming out in November. What did they say? November 7th, I think?
Yeah.
I think this thing's dead on arrival.
You're buttering people up by not actually saying what the price is.
No, buttering them up by
$4.90
showing them all the
They
games.
were buttering people up for telling people that it's going to be $4.99.
Microsoft
Everybody wanted it to be $3.99.
is going to thrive this holiday season, and it's because they're dropping the price of the Slim.
The Slim Xbox One S is $250.
It's gonna be like 10% of Xbox sales. This fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't even sell an Xbox One for $500 when it was a brand new generation and it came with a Kinect. Now they're putting out one that does 4K and it's still a fucking Xbox One, and they're gonna sell it for $500. That is the dumbest shit.
I mean, I think the difference here is that when they announced and released the Xbox One original, it did not have a library to speak of.
No, it had one that we imagined would be really great because the Xbox 360s was really great.
Yeah, I know, but like
I'm saying,
going
like-
into it, they did not have a library worth. I mean, they didn't have all these like great games that you wanted to buy an Xbox to play.
But it
I'm
had
not
hope.
necessarily saying that that's the case now.
It's definitely not.
Because, but the thing is, there are a lot of people out there who aren't going to build a PC to play all these
But
games.
even then, a lot of the games they showed today were not exclusive to Microsoft.
And now, and you also got to consider, like you said, the Xbox One did not sell very well. So there are people who have not yet made the jump to buying an Xbox one way or another.
they're gonna buy Slims. If you look at PS Plus, the PlayStation Pro is $400.
Mm-hmm.
The PS Slim is $300.
Mm-hmm.
The PS3 Slim sells way more than the Pro.
They are also
even
trying.
now.
They are also trying to position this as like the premium console.
Yeah, PS4.
Like they are trying to position this as it's worth the $500 because it is so much better from a technology standpoint.
The
than
problem
the
is they're
PlayStation
not
4 Pro.
demonstrating that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy because of
It's-
course the technology is better because it's another year. It's 2017, and every 3 months more powerful technology comes
I mean,
out. Of course,
The catch
it
22
shouldn't be $500.
the catch 22 of offering this new hardware is that in order to get consumers to actually buy it at that price point, they have to demonstrate how that hardware makes the games that you already play better. And but the problem with that is that you have to show off what their old hardware, how it runs it currently.
Yeah, I mean, all they kept saying throughout the entire thing was it runs best on Xbox One X, but they didn't.
Which is a
didn't-
bad like.
Well,
Well,
they
I
didn't
mean,
really
this is
demonstrate how.
essentially just a PS4 Pro, but slightly more powerful.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not originally everyone was thinking, "Oh, this is going to be a new console,"
No.
but it's not. It's just a more powerful Xbox.
And that's another
One.
reason I think they went with calling it an Xbox One X because they
Yeah.
didn't want people thinking they were like admitting
Yeah.
defeat and like just releasing a new console.
For $500 though, you have to wonder what the manufacturing cost is for these though. Considering the specs they list and the hardware,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I mean, is it possible that
It's-
this system costs $400 to manufacture?
or more, maybe. All that matters is this holiday season, like Sony literally has to do nothing and they will still shit all over Xbox.
I understand that.
If they drop the price of the Pro $50, it's like a joke.
Yep. That's true.
Because even if the Xbox One X is more
my
powerful
God.
than the Pro,
What if they
which
announce
it
a
is,
price drop tomorrow?
They could.
Oh,
They could.
shit.
Just lock it
I
up.
mean, like the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
You know, Sega Saturn's like, oh, we're $399. The Sony press conference, a dude walked on the stage, up in front of the mic,
$299.
$299,
And
he
then
walked
left. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, you got to watch that video. It's
It's pretty
the
funny.
best.
But
killed the
But that's what I'm
Saturn.
saying. That's what happens every
Instantly.
year. I mean, if y'all remember a couple of years ago, that's what Andrew House came out and started dropping the mic on everything
Yeah.
because Microsoft already announced all their shit, and Sony, I'm fairly certain, adjust their press conference to Microsoft.
Dude, they do that. I think they do that every year. And I think they love. Sony loves the positioning of their conference.
Yeah.
Because all they do
They
is
have
sit
24
back
hours.
and they wait and they have 24 hours to change
figure out,
whatever the fuck
how
they
can we
want.
fucking beat them?
Dude, part of me
Microsoft
was
should have took a loss
dude,
on this
part of
hardware.
me was wondering if like because I know Jeff Keighley today was tweeting about he was like I'm pretty confident that the system is going to be called the Xbox Scorpio.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they did like they saw that and they're like fuck, and they just went and changed the name to the Xbox One X. It's like that was their second choice.
No, there's probably been weeks of meetings to decide that. But do you think people are just going to call it the X? Because no one's going to want to say Xbox One X every time. But you kind of have to.
I mean,
Call it
I think
Xbox.
people are going to call it the X. Like,
That's assuming people are going to be talking about
Yeah,
it.
that's
I have an
that's a big
Xbox
assumption.
One. Oh yeah, I have an X.
I feel like people are if there's going to be a short
Yeah,
end, it's
me
going
too,
to be
she's a
1X.
A 1X?
1X.
that was terrible, Brad. That was terrible even for you.
I was gonna make a joke about that, but I figured
Let's
that's
try
where
to
Brad was
ignore
going. I know what you're saying, Chris Davis. Yeah, like it's, I don't know.
All right, but let's talk about
Yeah.
the thing that I think is worth talking about. I mean,
So they did announce some pretty. They showed some pretty good stuff.
this is what I was saying. This is why I was excited for Microsoft because I knew that if they didn't bring games, they were just going to be a complete utter failure.
Yeah.
Because like last year's press conference was a joke, and we all know Sony is probably going to deliver a fucking top notch.
I know. I was kind of joking earlier about how, and this is no offense to you, but since Microsoft's always first, you always come out of Microsoft like, yeah, man, games, man. Some of those look great. And then like Sony's the next day, or like later on the day,
we're like, oh, that's exactly what it was
like,
last
what, do
year.
we even go to Microsoft?
That's what it was last year.
That's every year, though.
No,
That's
I know.
literally
But
every
last year, Sony's press conference was the best one we
Yeah.
had ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
No, like consistently 3 years in a row. I think that PlayStation has done some of the best fucking.
I think
presentations.
EA is making this one look really good.
Oh, yeah.
That-
Because a lot of this stuff was third-party stuff.
But let's be fair. I don't want
We
to.
did get to see new games. and
Let's
that's
talk-
cool. So
let's
talk
go
about
down
the new
list.
games.
Let's talk about these games not about whether or not they're coming like without
All right.
taking into consideration they're coming
First
out for
big
an Xbox.
game,
Let's just talk about the
Assassin's
fucking
Creed
games.
Origins.
No, that's not the first new game.
first big game.
No, that's not the first
Excuse
big
me?
game. You skipped one of the
Yeah,
biggest.
you skipped a very
The
important game
the first
to me.
big good game.
Forza 6.
I'm kidding.
Noel's now trolling. By the way,
Fucking
this
Metro, I
is this
understand.
is legitimately the second time this fucking company has tricked me into thinking they're about to announce some beautiful new like open world RPG, and then suddenly I see a car and I realize I'm watching a trailer for fucking Forza Horizon.
Forza.
None of us care about
Oh
Forza,
my
but-
god.
Metro.
Last time it was kangaroos. I was like, oh, look, a game
Oh,
with kangaroos. And I was like, fuck, there's a car.
So I will admit that this Metro game does look very pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say that.
So, first of all,
What's the subtitle on it again?
Exodus.
Metro
Exodus.
Exodus. Now, first of all, I want to say to everyone here in the room has not played Metro, you should absolutely play Metro.
Absolutely. Get the Redux. It's on sale right now on Steam for like $5.
I will also say this. I was on board because I like Metro, but I was not like truly excited until he fucking walked out into that world.
Oh,
One of my
as
big
soon as he
problems-
walked
busted out
into
the
the
map.
open world,
Yeah.
so
Busted
the
out
map,
the
the
map.
binoculars.
So it's
yeah.
it's not actually a full 100% fully connected open world.
How do you know?
No, I've read up on it. Okay, the idea behind the game is that you're leading a convoy of survivors from Moscow across the continent, trying to find safety on this
So
train.
it's linear.
So you,
And so what you do is you're on the train and you go and you stop and scavenge for supplies in these large open world areas. It's not one seamless interconnected world. It's a bunch of smaller
But
segmented
like-
do you
worlds.
think
Dragon
you're
Age
spending a lot of
Inquisition.
time? Well, maybe not. Could be
Dishonored.
more like Crisis 3 or some shit. Are you actually spending time inhabiting, like doing side quests, really exploring,
I mean, they
or is
don't-
it
they
more
don't-
of just
I mean, they didn't mention side quests, but they said the game its scope is an entire year. So it goes spring, summer, fall, winter.
well?
What is
So,
this,
I
The
mean-
Last of Us?
I mean, I
I mean,
got that.
here's like it seems to me like this is it may not be fully committed to being like a open world game, but it is definitely going to be more of an open experience than Metro 1 and 2, which were very linear games.
Yeah.
But were also excellent. And the reason I like these games a lot is because of their pacing and because of their presentation.
Atmosphere.
The atmosphere is fucking incredible.
But see, that never like won me over. To me, they were always seemed a little too linear, a little too shallow in terms of like systems or loot, or it didn't really have much there. It was just kind of straightforward. I mean, that's why I'm more of a fan of like the Stalker series. And when I saw that open world, I was like, this reminds me more of Stalker.
Yeah.
But
I could see a Stalker.
And you
vibe
might
from
still
it,
get that. It's just gonna be maybe on a like many different large environments instead of one giant interconnected world.
And it looks like they're adding a few systems. Like it looks like there's going to be weapons customization now. You can actually function. That was always the thing about the Metro franchise, is that most of the weapons, except for like the premium top tier ones, which were made before the war, to destroy the world, they're all like handmade, custom crafted weapons.
Yeah, they all feel really cool.
Pumping up.
I wasn't always a huge fan of the currency system where
The
you're
ammo.
like the ammo. Like you can either spin your bullets or you can fire them.
That being said, though, that's kind of an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, no,
it's an interesting mechanic.
It's a risk reward,
but the execution was never there. If this was like a auto saving like permadeath game, and you really had to make that tough choice to survive, maybe it would work. But it was, why would I'm not going to use my money. I'm just going to reload and try again.
I would say that if it had the benefit of additional ammo types that had different values in the world, for damage versus actual resale value, that would make a significant difference.
Yeah.
And
maybe.
I just know that I want to explore. I want to feel more like I'm exploring that world than being led down a path.
Yeah.
Because the world itself, the atmosphere is incredible.
Yeah.
And I actually really did think that sequence where he's walking down the tunnel looked very cool and very atmospheric. I really like that he leaned down and you can see him pick up ammunition and go straight from picking it up off the ground, off of a person, and then straight into putting it into his gun. So there was never that disconnect between picking up the ammo and then reloading the gun. It was all one seamless animation, which looked really cool.
And
he also fired an arrow through an enemy's head and then picked that. You can see him grab that arrow out of
and then put it back.
There was some question as to whether we were watching actual.
I mean, who knows?
It's always a question.
They were saying it was actual gameplay.
And probably the coolest thing for me about that is the above ground stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the previous Metro games, you couldn't go out onto the surface
Correct.
Because of the radiation, and if you took off your gas mask, you would eventually suffocate and die.
As one does.
But in this one, he goes out in there and he takes off his mask and he can breathe just fine. So the open world areas, on the surface in the previous games, they were kind of a little bit more built for exploration, but you had that time limit of your mask.
Yeah, you had to watch.
But now that you don't have to worry about that,
but I also really liked that
tension.
Looking you also had to be out there and you had to keep looking at that meter on your wrist or whatever that would tell you how much.
Didn't they show him taking off a mask at one point?
Yeah, he walked out and took the mask.
So there could definitely still be areas where you have to wear it.
Yeah, it looks like maybe it's switched out. Maybe it's underground now.
They have a
and
pretty
it's not on the
good.
surface.
I think at this point they have a pretty good grasp on that universe and the rules of. So I'm excited. We can probably move on from it now. Honestly, coming away from that show, it's probably one of the things I'm most excited about. But there's still plenty more to talk about. Next on my list is, I guess, Assassin's Creed Origins was the next big thing they showed. I didn't expect this to be shown at this press conference.
I did.
I mean, I thought it was going to be tomorrow.
I guess Ubisoft, would make more sense.
Now
They would probably show something else at Ubisoft.
Well, they're going to be. I guess they're going to be focused more on Far Cry at Ubisoft.
No, I'm saying they'll show Assassin's Creed again.
They might
It'll
show
be something different.
Maybe they'll do
different
co-op.
element.
Maybe they'll do co-op.
So that's the thing. So they never actually mentioned co-op, but it seemed like kind of some of the ways he was approaching stuff seemed like they could do that. And that was one of my favorite things. Unity is one of the worst Assassin's Creed games, but
mostly because of its jank.
Well, yeah, it was janky and the story wasn't the best or whatever. But the co-op elements of that game was phenomenal. It was great.
Yeah.
I loved playing the game with other people, and so I'm hoping that in this game, those elements will be there. It didn't really show it. We didn't talk too much about the main character, Bicycle. What's his name?
Bayek.
Bicycle?
Kayak.
Bayek. Bayek.
They didn't show too much about him, so you might find out more about him at Ubisoft tomorrow. But they did show, him exploring, going around the world a little bit, and then having to. We're all there. It showed. The thing was, it had a lot of elements of other games. It showed him, jumping through a tree and going into slow-mo, shooting an arrow, and then landing in some grass and being hidden. And it showed him, doing, a Far Cry Primal, controlling a bird to kind of fly around and mark enemies. And so, I mean, it seems like they did borrow some elements from other games.
Yeah. And it had a giant snake at the end. That seemed
So
cool.
that was kind of what I was like,
That
what
was
the
weird.
fuck's going on?
Is it gonna be
Because
an alien
Assassin's
snake?
Creed games, usually, they kind of go out there in terms of, like, oh, aliens and stuff, but you've never had, like, giant,
Maybe it's
giant
an
enemy
alien
crabs
snake.
or something
But all
like
bets
that.
are off,
Yeah.
man, when you're in ancient Egypt.
Yeah. What, are you going to fight like an Anubis? Like a real Anubis? Not like a
Fucking
guy with a
cool.
hat?
Giant scarab beetle.
Yeah.
Here's one thing.
I see some potential.
Bugs used to be
excited.
really large.
Like, I'm really excited for this game. The one thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, though, not the wrong way.
RPG elements.
They did add RPG elements, which
That's
is cool.
good.
Yeah, that's
They showed
fantastic.
him like leveling up and stuff.
The part that I think looked kind of rough was when it went into like the Dark Souls-esque like.
Yeah, that's what I
area,
wanted to
like,
say. Combat
looked rough.
looked a little Dark Soulsy, but not as like polished, I guess. It showed him
Yeah.
doing some slide dodges and doing parries with his shield and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I think there was a stamina meter at the bottom of the screen or something.
Well, that's a good direction.
I mean,
to,
it
to make
did-
it more interesting.
It did need to grow.
No, it
Because
did.
the combat's not.
I was really
Super
hoping they were going to
interesting.
show more of like. I've seen so many Assassin's Creed games where I've seen like the act of like sneaking up on and assassinating people. I want to see what makes that world different. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of hoping they'd focus more
The
on
one
that.
thing
but-
that disappointed me about the target that he was going after,
The
other than-
masked people or whatever.
I mean, other than the stupid fact that you have aftertouch on arrows and you can shoot them from afar.
That is not stupid.
yeah.
That is
No,
cool.
no, no,
That
in
may-
that there's no payoff for it.
what was that
There was
game
no payoff for
that had
killing
that?
that dude.
Oh,
Wait, what do you mean
don't
there's
know.
no
Well, no,
payoff?
what was it? One of the early PS3 games. What was that?
Heavenly Sword.
Heavenly Sword.
Twing
yeah,
twang.
dude, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no. What I'm saying is that
How often can you use that though? Can you use
Wait,
that
was
like,
he
on
actually
everything?
controlling the arrow, or
Yeah.
was he
he
just?
was controlling the arrow.
Yeah.
That's so
Oh,
fun. though.
I just thought it went to that slow mo view mode because it knew that
Like
that
Sniper
was gonna,
Elite
that was
or
gonna
something?
find its target.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wish there was kind of a separate payoff for that. What I'm saying is that the act of actually going after an assassination target, there's no researching them, there's no scouting them out.
They didn't,
How do you know?
I
It's
mean,
just-
they didn't show that.
I mean, he just walked into an area, he had his bird go fly around, mark him, and then he went and
But
assassinated him.
it's potential that there was some pre-stuff to that. Like he was already going there to get this guy. So
I
maybe
mean,
he knew.
I just kind of want those Assassin's Creed 1 elements of researching your target, learning about them, scouting them
I mean, they
out.
only have so much time to show it off on stage.
that.
Yeah.
So honestly, that was some of my least favorite stuff.
Yeah.
Like I understand where you're coming
No,
from.
AC1, it wasn't implemented that well, but it was a good idea.
I mean, I want it to be more
I
like
think it should
Hitman,
have
where
been.
you're like going around and like trying to figure out your target's like patterns, and then coming up with a plan from there.
Well, so the problem is, then you get into like the tailing missions and stuff, which are the worst fucking shit in the
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed
We all
games.
rated them
Nobody
1
likes
star
them.
though, so they
Yes,
shouldn't be
we
there.
did. So, well, that's why I was thinking they have the bird now, so you can tail people and not have to worry about anything. You just
Yeah.
fly
That
over
shit
them.
came from Far Cry Primal.
Yeah.
which is
So I mean,
my favorite Far Cry game.
I don't know if that came from Far Cry Primal. I don't know
Wait,
if that
is that
game's been out.
official now? Are
I
you
don't-
just declaring this?
No, I said that.
I don't know if
I
that
s-
game's been out long
pretty
enough
sure
for
it's
them
my
to have
favorite.
just added this element to their game.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure.
that more or less that's been in a lot of games in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Hey, just quick note: Funk Desi just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you,
Thanks for
Funk
Thank you.
Desi.
But they showed you there's fucking hippos, and they showed him fighting alligators
Yeah,
and
swimming
fucking,
from an alligator.
Yeah, swimming. I'm pretty excited for the
The
potential that this
underwater
world
swimming.
has to offer.
Is
yeah.
it the first
Camels
Assassin's
and
Creed?
shit?
Well, no, Black Flag.
Is this the year of underwater swimming?
They
Not
didn't show
necessarily.
any naval combat.
They didn't show any.
I mean,
they showed boats,
boats.
in a cutscene, but yeah, they didn't show.
We'll probably show. That's probably maybe what they'll
Maybe
focus
tomorrow,
on too. Next, we have Deep Rock Galactic. How do I don't even know.
Yeah,
Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah.
And he wakes up.
Crispy's excited.
The dwarves, space dwarves,
It's Minecraft in space with
space
dwarves.
Oh
I mean-
man, I don't even know how to
don't know.
describe this game. It looked like Minecraft meets
It reminds me of like
Meets dwarves.
Astroneer.
meets dwarves.
in space.
Astroneer.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of astroneer-y.
It was dwarves in Minecraft. Like first of all, I think the art style was fantastic. It didn't look quite as I don't know. I don't want to use the word kitty, but I kind of. It doesn't look quite as kitty as like Minecraft did. It had like
it's kind of voxel
I mean,
based.
really,
Yeah.
the reason Minecraft looks kitty is because kitties play it.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was a unique look.
yeah.
And they call it a Minecraft clone.
But he also had a
Oh,
gun.
Minecraft.
He had a gun.
They have
And
guns
it-
and
I don't know, I
weapons.
don't know.
and,
He kind of looked like Left 4 Dead in
There's
a
a
way.
bunch of bugs.
Yeah, there were a bunch of like he like opened up a thing and like a bunch of bugs came crawling out. It looks really cool. This is one of those games that I was like, I don't really know much about it yet, and maybe this will be playable on the show floor. But like,
Yeah.
just at a base level, I think this game looked dope as fuck.
It looked fun.
So we'll move on from that one. The next on my list is State of Decay 2.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
excited for State of Decay 2. I love that game so much.
So
Looks good.
Are you
that makes
officially-
you feel better, Brad?
Are you over your
a little
fears?
bit, yeah. I mean, I saw the base building and it looked very similar to it did in the first game. I just hope that, there's a lot of systems you can like
Brad,
send
did you ever
people
play?
out.
Did you ever play the other, like the DLC for it?
Breakdown? I
Yeah,
don't
Breakdown.
remember. There's like a short form
I
version.
wouldn't call it necessarily short form. Like the whole concept of that was you were like part of the military, and so you were in like a whole completely different area and like a city.
Yeah.
And you had to, go out and find survivors and bring them back to safety and stuff like that. It was. You should actually look into it. If you, I know you enjoyed State of Decay.
Yeah.
And if when they re-released it on PC, they added all of that extra stuff in the Game of the Year edition or whatever.
It's-
Not they didn't call it Game of the. What did they call it? Something else.
Year 1 edition.
Year 1 edition. I would definitely look into that, leading up to some hype of this, because
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing that. You could call in like military, strikes kind of type stuff. But yeah, so this, I think they are going to greatly expand. It showed you base building, and I think they will probably have a lot more than what was in the original. The original was fairly simple when it came to base building, and build a med bay and you have more health or whatever. But this, it showed you exploring with other characters, and instead of, in the previous game you would go out with one character, and now it showed you with like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I really don't know if it's co-op yet. It seems like it might be, but they
There's
haven't
co-op
officially. It is
I believe, yeah.
100%. I want it to be there.
We could check with chat, but I'm
Okay.
pretty certain.
I'm 99% certain. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
full co-op.
I'm fucking excited then. Like that is one.
If
of
it's literally the same type, like the same game as State of Decay 1, but more expensive, with co-op, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I just play with like one other person.
And they
but
they showed they didn't show all of the original zombies from the first game, but it was kind of looked like
They
a
showed
boomer.
the screamer, the big guy,
The boomer,
the
feral.
the feral.
But yeah, and they showed the character like climbing on the back of the fucking boomer and like fucking stabbing him
Dragon's
like
Dogma
Dragon's
style.
Dogma
so
style.
a,
Yeah.
a contextual kill.
Yeah.
It might be interesting.
And
Yeah,
also showed a dude
that's
get viciously ripped in half.
did you ever
Yeah.
play the first one, Crispy?
No, I didn't.
Neither did I.
Missed
Oh
out.
my god, guys, those
I
are
know.
great games.
I
They are really
think I
fucking
bought it on a
great
Steam
games.
sale though. I have it.
But
Dude, you
here's,
should
it's
play
just
it.
one of those games. Like it looks great, but
I
now
want
that I know the new one's coming, I don't know if I should just wait and play the second
Yeah, I
one.
know, right?
'Cause I feel like the second one's just gonna be a logical step
Progression,
forward.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
in the
just-
meantime,
I mean, the
you
second
could
one
play-
doesn't come out until spring 2018.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they have an
You've got
Xbox One
time.
edition of.
You have a
first
year.
game.
But I might trade in my Xbox One.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
At least play something on it.
Well, I mean, if I trade
He's played
if
plenty
I
on it.
traded my Xbox, never mind.
But anyway,
still have
State
an
of Decay
Xbox
2, Undead Labs. We love Undead Labs. They're great
Yes,
people.
they're great. I'm hoping that they'll be on the show floor. I'm assuming they will.
No,
be.
it's supposed to be in the Microsoft booth.
Nice.
Wonderful.
So Sony's not here, but a few of the developers are.
Okay.
My only complaint about that trailer is that the environments look very samey to the original one.
Yeah.
Like the base
So they've
show that
said
you
they're
build
gonna have
it looks like the exact same church
It could
from the
be.
first game.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it's the same location.
No, they've said they're going to have 3 new areas, I
yeah,
think.
3
they're-
entirely large,
But they're all
separate
bigger
areas.
than the entire first game.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's
It's
you
going to
know.
be pretty...
That's good.
Yeah.
all right. Next on the list, the Darwin Project.
Oh my god, and then she comes in with the arrow!
Where did that shoutcaster come from?
That was
Jesus.
ridiculous.
Moving on.
I mean,
I mean, that kind of looked like it potentially could be fun.
It could be fun.
Like, it gave me kind of like, I want to say Monday Night Combat, but,
But
kind of
it's
like,
like
you know...
it's like
it's like-
PUBG.
but kinda like
they have
PUBG,
they
kinda-
have a game for this. It's called The Culling.
It's
been out for over a year.
You mean PUBG?
No, it's called
You
The Culling.
mean King of the Kill?
It's literally the Hunger Games. Okay, it's called The Culling. Just look it
Mechanically,
up.
the Culling's hook is that it's PUBG but with like trap crafting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we didn't really see. In
They did show like
this,
a bear
this,
trap
was
looking
this
interesting
was
thing.
in
like
trap.
this was like PUBG, but if it was like a bunch of MOBA characters that you could pick from,
Yeah.
you know, which could be cool, could be fun. I don't think it's gonna really like light anybody's world on fire.
I don't necessarily
But-
think the Shoutcaster did it any favors, but
It did not.
but I think visually I think it looks pretty
A
cool.
lot of these announcements.
Yeah, but that's I'm interested. We'll see. We'll see what. Maybe they'll have that playable. We can get some multiplayer.
They probably
games
will.
on.
Doesn't seem like
Speaking
a
of, they did announce that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is
Yeah.
coming to the Expo.
You think it'll be finished when it comes out?
Well, no, he said that it's coming to
Why are you
Xbox.
so
Xbox
fucking
because I
final
won
version.
S
Because
this year, late in the year, and then
I
Xbox
hate early
One
access,
X
is why I say
later on.
Yeah, but you do that straight at me.
Well, yeah.
Like you target me
you're
when
the
you
one,
say
you're the one who
this.
is playing.
because
it.
you've played like 50 hours of it. And the game's
It's
not
a
even
good
done.
game. It's coming out in September.
It's a good incomplete game.
if
yes.
it comes out in September. I swear.
All right. I wrote Minecraft in 4K on here, but let's move on.
Yeah.
So this was Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh
First
shit!
of all, never
Damn.
expected a Dragon Ball Z game to get stage presence.
It looks so good.
The
looks
only reason it got
fantastic.
stage presence is because this thing is going to be
Arc
legit.
Well,
Arc System Works game.
Yeah.
I think every single they've released a lot of Dragon Ball Z games in the past few years,
Yeah.
and they've been getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I think
Is this the first one that Arc System Works has
CyberConnect
done?
Yes.
2
Yes.
games. The CyberConnect 2 games
Man,
Yeah.
it
look
shows.
really nice, so they get buzz.
I remember looking at
But this thing is gonna play like Arc System Works makes like fighting games that look beautiful, that are like fun to play and flashy, but they're also played on a tournament level because they make good fighting games. Arc System Works, they're the ones who make Guilty Gear,
Yeah.
Blaze Blue, the Persona
Oh, yeah.
fighting game. Like they're so good. I mean, they've proven with Persona that they're so good at taking like a rich property and putting it into a fighting game like amazingly well. The fact that they're doing any like fresh IP is exciting, but the fact that it's Dragon Ball Z,
Dude,
that we've never
I
had
looked at-
something that's probably this good and competent and deep.
Dude, I looked at Nolan when we first realized it was Dragon Ball Z. Looked over at Nolan, and when they still had Goku on the screen, all of a sudden he went Super Saiyan. I was like, oh god, imagine if the game looked just like this. And I was like, holy shit, that is the game.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like-
The visuals are incredible.
I'm gonna play that game on the visuals alone, and and on top of that, it's probably gonna be a really satisfying fighting game.
And they always have a lot of good single player content. in
And
those
so that's
games.
what I wanted to say. And so what was the most recent one that came out?
Xenoverse 2.
Xenoverse. And
Yeah.
so the Xenoverse
Was that a
single player
CyberConnect
stuff. Huh?
No,
CyberConnect?
that's I don't know who made that.
I can't remember. But Xenoverse I didn't play Xenoverse 2. I only played the first Xenoverse, and I was not the biggest fan of the single player content.
Yeah.
Like it was okay. It was kind of you're going through the story of the show and stuff.
Supposedly they improved it significantly.
But so I can't remember which one it was. It was like Budokai 3 or something.
Yeah.
It was one where you're like flying around the fucking world
Yeah.
and like going to different points to do stuff. And like I almost kind of wish it was kind of a little more like that. I don't know what they're gonna have in this. I do hope it's a little more involved than just essentially going from fight to fight to fight.
I mean, it's more or less a straight up fighting game, probably. That's my
Yeah.
guess. But
Probably.
It's should have some cool modes and some good story stuff.
But it looks like they're encompassing all of
But
Z
it's cool
and
though,
possibly
like
Super.
Like Chai pointed it
Oh,
out
yeah,
to us a
I'm
little
sure.
while ago, but like when like it was showing, I think it was Goku fighting like Majin Buu or something like that, and he was like shooting all these beams at him, and Goku was like deflecting them, and as he was deflecting them, they were like destroying things in the background of the environment,
Yeah.
which looked fucking cool.
So good.
Man, it just like it hit me right in the feels. I was like, oh, I kind of want to like watch some Dragon Ball Z now. Like, something hasn't really made me feel that way
That-
in quite a while.
that
So,
title could be better though.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I think that's a
It's fine.
fine name.
Yeah.
It rolls off the tongue really nice. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
And
Unless, of
I'd
course,
just
I'm
say-
reading it wrong and it's Dragon
No,
Ball Z
it's
Fighter.
Dragon Ball
In the
Fighter Z.
massive expanse of Dragon Ball games that have been
Is it-
out, I mean, it's
Dragon
not
Ball
the
Fi-
worst,
Is
but
it not just Dragon Ball Fighters?
No.
Z.
Fighters.
Fighters.
No.
Fighters.
What else we got?
Stop you there. Okay. Next up on the list
MMO.
is Black
No,
Desert.
Jesus
Black
Christ.
Desert.
There was this.
I was,
Really cool,
I was like, what is this?
though.
What is this? It kind of reminds me of like Kingdom Under Fire, that game
thought-
that never came out. And
I
it's
thought
like
it was-
because the models look so Korean, like a lot of Korean
Yeah.
MMOs games look like that. And then I started seeing some like combat animations and effects that reminded me a lot of Dragon's Dogma, and I started to get really excited. And then I sort
dude.
of.
When Nolan and I were in there, we both looked at each other like, "Are we? What is this? A Dragon's Dogma sequel? Like, what is this?" But like part of it, I was like, "No way," because I think part of the animations like don't look up to like Dragon's
not at
Dogma
all.
uh,
What's the,
quality. But man, thank you. But yeah, It looks cool. I'm just, you know, none
None
of us here play MMOs.
It looks
really.
like it's a good looking game, but yeah, the fact that it's an MMO just completely turns me off.
Not that it
Oh
won't be good.
yeah, moving on.
Perhaps the most eye-catching thing for me at this conference was The Last Night.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe this. It was like
Well,
It looks great. It's just highly detailed pixel art.
yeah, but it was like a mix of highly detailed,
Well
pixel art
animated.
with,
I think
like,
I think how the character was animating and interacting with the world looked really fucking
Yeah.
good.
It was the lighting that like really.
They have a really good
kind of-
lighting engine. Yeah.
it gave this like
I mean, like all the characters are pixelated and like kind of 16-bit, but it has this really like kind of high fidelity lighting on everything. Plus, everything is set at different depths in the background. You get like that parallaxing effect, like
a lot of neon.
the surroundings are more detailed than the characters themselves, which makes it look slick as hell.
Yeah,
But what kind of game is it?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I was telling Nick, like we kind of agreed it was like Fifth Element meets Blade Runner kind of style looking world.
But it's probably a point-and-click adventure game.
It could be. Yeah.
yeah,
it could
I do.
be. It could
Because
be.
there's a lot of really sexy games that kind of look like this, and I never play them because they're all point-and-click
I
adventure
want
games.
confirmation of this because I don't want that to be.
I mean, what do you think it could be?
I mean, I was
Games that look like this are almost always point-and-clicks.
Yeah, often it could be a light shooter, side scrolling
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't know.
I just hope there's more to it than just pointing and clicking.
The next game on the list, I don't know if that's gonna be a point and click adventure, but it was definitely just as
Oh,
artsy.
trippy,
Dude,
right?
that was
Yeah.
cool looking.
Dude, when he was just kind of hopping around and then he hops and then strums the guitar and all
Dude,
of a
I
sudden
thought I was
he's
watching-
like
Platformery.
flying.
I
and,
thought I
like-
was watching a trailer for
The
a
Artful
Double
Escape.
Fine game
Yeah.
or something at first.
Yeah, I had no idea what that.
It
what
is
was
the
going
Artful
on
And,
there.
Escape.
and if
yeah.
you notice on the thing where it had the title, the game is called The Artful Escape. But on the title screen it said "coming when it's damn well ready" or something like that. So
Yeah.
it gave the impression that it's still very very early and you know we have no idea
Looks
what
good,
this
though.
is or when it's coming. But
Yeah.
it looks like it has a lot of style.
Cuphead got a release date.
Yeah.
Yep. Cuphead September 29th.
Oh, and
Yeah.
it still looks so
You-
good.
You know,
Literally the best looking video game I think I've ever seen.
You know what game didn't get a release date and wasn't even there at all? Below.
Oh fucking A!
Where did that go?
Don't worry,
At this point,
it'll be on the
you
show
can't-
floor.
You don't even show. I mean, what is there even to show?
Yeah, I don't think they would show that.
It's
at
very
a conference.
They
minimalist.
showed
you know?
42 games though, and they couldn't fit even like a 5-second below clip into the montage they did.
Yeah, that's
No.
true.
By the way, the only things I don't have written here are like all those games they showed in that fucking montage.
There
'cause
was way
like
too many.
15 of them.
I
Yeah.
I
There's
didn't
some cool
recognize
stuff.
most of them, and they
We
just,
got to watch the trailer again in order to see
Yeah.
it all.
They went
but
by
there's some
so
cool
quickly.
stuff in there too.
Which I think is kind of bullshit that they said 42 games when they were including like 15 from that list.
oh,
that
the
just,
moment he
like,
said that,
scrolled
the moment he
by.
said that, there was like an hour and a half. They're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
do 42 games unless they do like a montage.
Tacoma got a release date. which is
Tacoma
cool.
is August 2nd. We've seen that a while, so we don't need to talk
so
about it.
good.
Code Vein. was
Code Vein,
shown,
yeah.
kind of a brief.
Anime
trailer,
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it looks
It looks like it could be good.
like it could be cool. Aren't they supposed to be vampires?
I don't know.
Sure, why not?
I don't know.
I think they're supposed to be vampires. I want to see more of this.
Code Vein.
So I'm confused. Is that a code name for a game, or is it actually called Code
You
Vein?
bite on the vein.
No, it's VEIN.
I know it's
as in a
spelled
vein.
differently.
Code
Yeah,
Vania.
Yeah.
but is it a code name or is it?
Well, no, I don't think they're putting Code
Codavania?
Vein on the trailer
Codavania.
with like
Codavania?
coming soon.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird name.
All right.
but I see what they're doing there.
Yeah.
Um,
They spent a lot of time on the next game.
Sea of Thieves.
They spent a
Yes, they
lot
did.
of time
I still
on
don't know
this.
what that video
And
game
that's what I was
is.
talking with Nick. I was like, I want this to be something.
I will tell you
I
this.
don't
it,
know if that's what it's going to
It
be.
looked like way more of something than it looked last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, I mean, the reason it just doesn't look like video games we play.
Yeah.
Like, oh, friends, we have a treasure map. Let's go get this treasure. And then what? Is the mission over? Do you run it again? Are you trying to get loot?
So,
is it a multiplayer?
so
is it
if,
instant?
if I recall,
this doesn't look like
from
a
when,
video
when I
game.
talked to them last year, I talked to them on the show floor about the game a little bit, and they were saying, "Oh, you take your treasure back to your like home base or something like this, or like a town, or you can go and sell it." And I think that's what was happening in this. They were going to sell it, and they got attacked on the way to selling it. But my question was, can you go off and find a treasure and just put it on your ship, and then go find another treasure and put it on your ship, and go find another treasure and put it on your ship? What happens to all that treasure? You go and, can you store it somewhere? Do you have to go and sell it? Like, is this how big of an open world is this? You know, they encountered another group of 4. Are there 8 people in a map? Are there 300 people in a map? Like,
It seems like the kind of game that has like a very how can I say this? Nothing is like hidden in menus. Nothing goes into like hidden inventories. They don't take anything away from you. Everything
all has a physical
exists
presence.
as a physical component in the world.
Which
So
means
that
it could be
like
shallow.
they pulled that treasure out and it was a treasure chest, and then they just put that treasure chest on their ship. And it's not like
that's cool.
it doesn't go into an inventory. It doesn't go into a bank or anything
It
like
just
that.
goes on the ship.
Like it's this item in the world, and like maybe you could fucking lose it. Maybe it would fall into the ocean. And it's just like fuck.
Yeah,
our
maybe if you
treasure's
leave it
gone.
on the deck
Like,
and you hit a wave and it just kind of falls over.
I'm gonna call this
dude,
now.
dude, this.
It looks
You
great.
guys, I don't know. Like,
Even-
I
there's
understand the skepticism because it's really weird and it's really nebulous and like, really, what the fuck did we watch? But like, when I was hoping to see more from this game, I did not expect it to go
like that.
like that.
No, no.
You know?
When he fucking shoots himself in a cannon to the other ship,
Yeah.
holy fuck, that was cool.
It's cool.
The
The
combat-
game looks cool.
The combat didn't look
Yeah, it looks
deep
cool.
or
No, it
anything. It
didn't.
didn't look like this is really like a combat focused
Both the
game. But I
melee
mean,
and the shooting.
all
No.
of that happened like kind of
I mean, was there even
out
actually
in the world.
was there even actually melee in there? Because
There
there
was. They
there
showed
was
it when he-
shooting.
No,
Jumped on the other
he,
ship.
He killed somebody with a sword.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
jumped
guess
on
I
the other
missed that.
ship.
Because last year's demo didn't even have that.
Yeah, dude,
Correct.
last year's demo was like, what the fuck is it even?
Yeah,
is
but
this?
they've.
What I want to say is that only thing I want to know is this a game that has an ultimate point, or is it just go and live in this world?
We don't know, and I'm
I want to say it's Go Live in this
I
world.
want to say that I'm getting a little worried here because they're not showing what I consider a video game like we're used to seeing them, and I feel like we're heading into territory where this is either going to be like some really innovative shit, and that's why we don't get vibes like we get from looking at other games, or this is going to be more like a No Man's Sky situation, or maybe even like, you know, kind of like Destiny. When we played the beta, we envisioned this thing that was so much more expansive based on what we played, and then you
Yeah.
get the game, it's like, well, it's kind of like the beta, just a little bit more. Like I'm worried about this game. They need to start showing it like it's supposed, like you show a video game, or they need to be like, they need to like really put their cards on the table as to like why this thing is so different than everything else. Otherwise, this looks like something that could be repetitive and shallow, and like going swimming into a ship might be exciting the first time, but what about the 100th time? Or do you even do it 100 times?
It really
What
needs,
is this?
It really needs one of those Rockstar style trailer series that explains all the mechanics
Yeah,
and goes
at
into
the
the
very
story,
least.
tells you what you can do with your friends. I mean, yeah,
I,
you really need something like that.
I mean, you
I'm
don't
unlike last
solve
year-
riddles with your friends. You look up on a message board how to do it like you do in Destiny, and then do it 100 times. You don't. There's games aren't like this, and maybe that's a good thing.
Well, so, and that's
But
what I was
fucking-
saying. Like, you know, they could easily do something to where they randomly generate everything, so you can't go look up at a message board.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to just be a bunch of randomly generated bullshit. I would rather it be randomly generated, like, you know, maps to locations, to things, to, you know, whatever, and, you know, puzzles, poems. What's the word I'm looking for? Then you get the map with the
Treasure map?
riddles.
treasure map, the riddle. Thank you, a riddle that you have to solve.
Yeah.
But then I want it to be more than just that. I want it to be, you know, maybe there is a hub world, a
Substance.
town,
You
you
want
know, yeah,
substance.
something more
I-
to it.
Unlike last year, I am going to make a concerted effort to play this at E3 this year.
Oh yeah.
Last
Well, no,
year, I skipped
last year
over
I
it.
talked to some people who played it, and they're like, "Don't play it." It's
But
boring.
it's so easy to just still come away from a demo having no idea what the
What
full
it is.
experience
Yeah.
is really going to be.
Well, the problem
and
is
that's
if the
frustrating.
demo is the gameplay they showed us, like I don't necessarily want to play it because it's
looked
still
fun.
like,
like
it does look
when the
fun.
when the
Right?
storm in the ocean happened.
Yeah.
Man, that looked really good.
Yeah.
And,
Like, this
and
is-
swimming underwater looked good.
This is the
he
kinda
went
game-
down to a cave seamlessly. It looked good.
This is the kind of game where I feel like they should just give you a giant section of the map and just say you can play for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just do whatever you want.
No, I feel like you need like at least 30 minutes with a group of 4 people, because that's kind of what this game is
I know.
trying to pitch
I'm trying to
you.
think realistically here because they want as many people as possible to play
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
we'll know how they're demoing
What
it
time
soon.
were y'all going?
I mean,
In a little bit. We'll finish
we'll
this.
figure it out soon. Next game up, they did talk about Crackdown 3,
Yeah.
starring Terry Crews.
Wait, you skipped one.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
Super
Super
Lucky's Tale.
What
Dude, I
is
thought that
that?
was Bubsy for a second.
No,
That-
Lucky's Tale was a was an Oculus VR exclusive. I think
Oh,
this
really?
is just a non-VR port of that game.
That
Okay.
looks
Might be,
so
yeah.
by the
No, it looked
book.
fucking
Like,
terrible.
It, like I was saying, it looked like a really old, like kind of Super Mario,
It
like
looked like
Spyro-y
A
kind of
low-rent mascot
It looked-
platformer.
yeah.
Let's move
Yeah,
on.
and that is exactly what it looked like.
Crackdown
Crackdown 3. So they revealed this with Terry Crews. Is he like the star of the game, or is he just part of the trailer?
I don't know.
He
No, I
might
think
be
he's
like
in the
a
game.
voice.
I
in
think
the
he probably
game.
does a character
Okay.
in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crackdown 3
I think
is
he's
back.
the Colonel.
Big takeaway from this
No.
from this trailer. First of all, it's cool to see it back. The trailer had a lot of style to it, I think. But big takeaway is it looks like they've removed any mention of all of the destructible environments.
Yeah.
building
Which
destruction.
I have a
so they-
feeling, and I think we've talked about
well,
this before, but like
no. They do mention bringing buildings
Yeah,
down.
They do
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah,
They
they
did
just
say
don't
that.
show
I don't
it.
think it's going to be the
They,
same.
they
way.
weren't leaning on it.
But
too
there was a
hard.
point. There was a time when like
Well,
they talked about this game being like you can
How
destroy anything
incredible
and
it is that
everything.
you can destroy the whole city. Yeah. I just think that it's probably not going to be quite as versatile as
Yeah, it's
maybe
not going
they
to be
originally.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be
And
like a
they're-
Red Faction Guerrilla where you can remove individual pieces of a building.
Or
It's probably-
Red Faction Armageddon, where you had a gun to rebuild stuff. Because
Yeah.
how are you supposed to play Crackdown if you blow down all the buildings?
That's true.
I mean, I think we even mentioned this. I don't know.
Agility orbs.
We
Did
mentioned-
they show an agility
We
orb?
mentioned this at one
They
point
did.
because
They did.
We all only care about agility orbs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And the
That's
bringing down
90%
buildings
of the game.
like can kill that whole concept.
Honestly, what they showed just kind of looks like Crackdown-y, and that's maybe kind of okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I mean, I'm glad that this confirms that the game is not dead. I think going into this, we're like, if they don't show it this year, I don't even know if that game still exists.
Well,
And
yeah.
it,
They
it
just-
turns out to be a launch
they
title
did
for
show
the.
Skull
Then we got
last
that
year.
Yeah.
montage was after Crackdown, right?
Yeah, they did the montage, and maybe we can
And
get a
the
full
only
list.
game I saw that I can recall was the Oblitz.
Yeah.
Ooblets?
Ooblets? Is
Ooblets?
it Ooblets?
They look
Yeah,
pretty
two of
cool.
Yeah,
art
I did.
style.
So yeah,
Alabits?
Ooblets. Apparently, this is from Double Fine.
Oblets?
Double Fine published, maybe.
Maybe I think published. Yeah, I was kind of. I did a little research and I watched a video that was a little more in depth.
What kind of game is it?
So it is a farming, town life, creature collective game inspired by Pokemon Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Manage your farm, grow and train your ooblets,
Okay.
run a shop, explore strange lands, battle wild ooblets and other ooblet trainers, and unlock the mysteries of the oob.
Okay.
And so in the video I saw showed like, a girl in like a field and she was planting, plants and then watering them and then ooblets like grew out of the ground. And so that she was like growing and then it showed almost like Pikmin-esque, like them following her in a line and then like showed combat and stuff. Like, it has some style to it. You're like in a town. Like I'm interested to find out more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they did briefly show Observer, which is the
Oh,
next
yeah,
game from the
Observer,
guys
yeah.
that made Layers of Fear, which might be at E3. I think I may have gotten an email about that.
What
Oh,
about Ashen?
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what I
that
was
horror, the
thinking.
horror game.
What
Yeah,
about
that
Ashen?
looks cool.
Ashen.
Yeah.
Ashen looks sexy, man.
Yeah.
I thought it
Right?
was
Really? I thought it looked kind of.
Dude,
But it's-
I
and
was,
you know-
I was real into what was going on there.
yeah.
I mean,
it looks
I
kind of
was-
like an indie Dark Souls.
I was too until I started seeing some of the combat. I thought the combat looked kind of lame, but that's.
I mean,
I mean, I'll take another
maybe
look
it
at
maybe it looked better on stream than it did
Maybe.
in person, but
I mean, that was also a game. It may
it
have been
looks
harder to see
sex,
from where we were.
man.
I mean, atmospherically, I think the game looked excellent.
Like the character models were kind of weird. They're kind of like expression. They didn't have like faces.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
almost
Supposed-
like the characters from like what was the game that just came out from not Limbo? What was the second one?
Inside.
Inside. Kind of looked like that, where they didn't have faces and it was
Yeah.
all like kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it was interesting though.
Was that supposed to be like a horror game or what? I mean,
I
what
don't-
was that even?
I don't think
Oh.
horror.
Atmosphere.
Indie
Dark
not
Souls.
necessarily horror.
Yeah, co-op Dark Souls.
I'll watch that trailer again and see.
Watch it
see how
again,
feels.
yeah.
Yeah, they look cool.
We only have a couple more games. They showed the prequel of Life is Strange, which leaked a week or two ago.
Before the storm.
Before the Storm,
No,
which
that's
is
a bad subtitle. It just seems so like
generic.
On
Well,
the
I mean,
nose.
Yeah.
but if you buy the deluxe edition of this game, which the first episode's out at the end of August,
Yeah, correct.
it's
Yeah.
a 3-episode series, but the deluxe edition has a 4th episode that's dedicated to Max.
Yeah.
So
I kind of wish they went with like a different like adjective or something.
Life is something.
Yeah, I mean just a more elegant way to do it than Life is Strange Before the Storm. It almost sounds like a little like web series version
Well,
of like
don't forget,
a
there's
movie
also
you wanna watch.
a full-on sequel, right? This is not the sequel. This
Yeah,
the
this
smaller
is not
project.
even by the developer.
Yeah.
I mean, this could bridge the gap. We don't know.
I mean, this is a prequel. It's
I
gonna
mean,
set
yeah,
up-
but there's been plenty of prequels that bridge the gap between
yeah.
titles.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that.
Yeah, it
turns
could be
out.
like one of the little.
All I know is I think Life is Strange had a lot of style to it. I loved the soundtrack of it, and I'm definitely going to play this.
Yeah.
They also showed a new demo of Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
That
What was
kinda
up with
interests
that
me.
orc?
That interested
Well,
me.
it's cool.
No,
Dude,
it's
some
great.
character.
Some of the stuff they showed,
I've
like
never seen an orc with that much
you know,
personality.
They need personality.
using the ring to take over enemies, to have them fight alongside you as like a main staple of the game was really interesting to me. Like you could, I don't know how much impact it's going to take. You know, it showed the two orcs fighting and the one
Yeah.
killed the other one, so that's the one you choose to like what if you put your money on the wrong one? I don't know. Like I don't know how far that's going to go, but like him, yeah, and that orc all of a sudden like he's like, oh, now you fight for the light. Or what did he say? Like
The Bright Lord.
The Bright Lord.
yeah.
He's like, Bright Lord, Dark Lord. As long as I get to kill things. Like,
It's okay. So one, it's good to see that Monolith is like going even deeper into like systems.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
which that was sort of the interesting promise of that first game, and I'm glad to see they're kind of doubling down on that stuff.
Yeah.
Two, that first game, in certain ways was really lacking in character and personality, especially with like the main character and even some of the side characters, which they wanted you to care about, but you kind of really didn't. I mean,
rat bag.
Yeah.
Ratbag was cool.
I mean, he was
Ratbag
because
was-
he was like the only thing in that fucking game with the personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's one of it's easy to have someone stand out amongst like blank faces. You know,
Yeah.
if one person has a hint of anything, all of a sudden they seem cooler.
sure.
I mean, the most hint of character in Shadow of Mordor for any of the boss characters was like the intro lines that you had when you get into battle with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that
That's
seems to
about
be
it.
going a lot more here.
Yeah, and you know, this first of all, one thing I noticed about this game, it looked way more bright and colorful, and
Yeah.
you know, welcome. I don't know, welcoming is kind of a weird word to describe this game, but it seems like it had more variety. I like that. I also like the fact that they said the world is going to be larger, and these bigger, more epic like battles from like the Lord of the Rings movies are going to play like an actual role in the game, because like everything we've seen in this game, it's always focusing on like a major battle like that, which I think was really cool. And yeah, you're right. I'm glad they gave that orc personality. It was just really surprising when all of a sudden that orc started being like funny. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Well, they need some levity for
Yeah,
sure.
well,
So
I mean, that seems to be like
one of the things they had
where
talked
they're
about was dominate machines to use their abilities. And like because that one orc or whatever that he had defeated came back later on, and he had been upgraded or whatever, he had like the
Yeah.
metal jaw or
Yeah.
something, and you could dominate them, and it said you can get their abilities for when you go and do attacks on complexes and whatever. And I was thinking, like, I really wish they made it a bigger deal. Like in the previous game, your nemesis or whatever would show up again, and you would just whatever, kill him. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Like I wish when you killed them, they came back, they were like almost too powerful, and you had to maybe like run away. Like I can't handle this now.
Yeah.
I need to I'll fight them later, and have them still almost like kind of be chasing you, and then like showing up, and that would be
Yeah,
interesting.
they
the
didn't,
nemesis.
they didn't seem
Yeah.
to really emphasize like how they were like boosting the nemesis system.
There's videos out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
actual
wasn't there, like,
footage on this game.
Yeah, and I need to watch some of that stuff.
Multiple videos.
Yeah.
And that's October 10th.
One other game before we get to
They'll
Anthem.
probably be playable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got to be here.
One of the biggest surprises for me at the show, I mean, this may have leaked or been teased before, but I didn't see that announcement of Ori and the Will of the Wisps
Will of the Wisps
coming.
Yeah.
I loved Ori and the
That-
Blind Forest.
it was all kind of scene setting, this trailer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited. I really like
But
that
that
first
game
game.
that game is still probably one of the most beautiful games I've ever played.
Yeah.
It is fucking gorgeous, and it was a really challenging, really
Had a
rewarding
lot of
platformer.
style, character.
A lot of style. The story was really good. It was really emotional. Like, I am 100% on board
yeah.
to play another Ori
For
game.
sure.
But beyond that, there's really not much
But
to
my
say.
question was, are you going to play as Ori?
I don't know, like,
Because
you-
it didn't. It seemed like you might not. Like,
How did that first one end? I can't remember.
well, I'm gonna spoil that
yeah,
right now.
let's not
It
talk
has
about it
pretty
on this.
significant
Yeah, I
ending.
didn't
But
play it,
because it
so-
showed that I forget what they're called, but that bird creature.
Yeah, it showed like an owl at the end, like the little owl creature at the end.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe that's the character you play as or something.
Or if that's the bird from the first game.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be
Maybe it's like
anything.
a
We don't know
prequel,
much about it. I'm wondering. I don't. This might be one of those situations. Wait, did that say it's coming this year? Or did it?
I don't know if
I think it's there early next year.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
next year.
But yeah, that is the game. If anyone has not played Ori and the Blind Forest, you should go do that. It's epic. But the last game on the list here, the one that we've put off since it was technically announced yesterday during the EA conference, was Anthem.
Yep.
The new IP from BioWare. Which I'm gonna say right now, I think looks fucking incredible.
It looks really good.
Fucking incredible
Visually.
Just them running, flying, whatever, down that corridor, and then towards the end in the storm, it looks impressive as hell.
Is
Yeah.
that an open world game?
I think they
That's
said
what
it was
it
open.
says.
Yeah,
They
says
said
open
it
world.
is.
Good.
They said it's a seamless, massive open world.
That's exciting.
And
It
the
gave
beginning
me
of-
Xenoblade Chronicles
No, that's what I was gonna
X
say.
vibes.
Yeah.
Because they get into the javelin,
Yeah.
the mech suit, and they walk to the edge and just jump off and start flying and fly into that tunnel, and they're in a new area. That seems fucking
that
awesome.
And underwater?
Yeah. Oh, the underwater
Yeah.
looked
Dude,
good
I
too.
looked down
I
for
want to explore this world.
Dude, I looked down for 1 second to write the name of the game on my list here, and then I looked up and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was underwater, and I
Yeah.
was like, what happened?"
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, so the only thing about first of all, really excited. They opened with a very story-heavy sequence. It looks like they're trying to tell a story. There are characters, there are cutscenes, there is traditional BioWare storytelling happening here. I think.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I'm a little
Well,
nervous.
no,
but-
definitely one of the first things that happens is you leave your house and some guy talks to you. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I
Yeah,
thought
that's
they were. what was the term? Freelancers? Or,
Yeah,
freelancers.
I thought they were freelancers. I was trying to, pay the money or whatever. It was kind of, you get what you pay for. And it seemed like, this person has some personality, character. You might be interacting with people more than any kind of MMO or whatever. Or MOBA. Whatever you wanna
I'm worried because they
Guys-
kept
It's not
saying the
MOBA,
word
but-
with friends, and
Yeah.
I not that I don't want to
Yeah.
play this with friends. Sorry, what?
No, that's what I'm saying. I am fucking stoked about this game now. That after we watched that conference, I was real guarded and I don't know and this, that, and the other thing. I watched that gameplay trailer 5 more times. I'm feeling better about it. I saw some good signs, some good omens in there, especially about how the gear and loot system seemed to work, leveling up seemed to work, and how the jetpack, the flying mechanics seemed to work. All looks good so far. I'm super fucking excited about this game. I don't get where your excitement's coming from.
What? No, okay.
Because I get the things that you're excited about, but this is gonna be a game you guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't play.
You think this is
what-
Destiny?
Dude, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it looks like
that
Destiny.
is what this is.
Just because it's co-op.
No, because
No,
it's looting and missions.
The
and
fact that
going
they-
Wait,
Wait,
how did we know that?
When they defeated that
mean,
one
that-
enemy, a fucking loot
Let's
sponged
Yeah,
into
not
her
only,
world.
not only that, not only was
was-
it just a piece. Not only was it a piece of gear that she picked up, it was a random roll.
And she was like,
piece
"Oh,
of
I got
gear,
this," and the guy was like, "Oh, sweet." And
Yeah.
the fucking thing when you first get introduced to the other character in the javelin, because there's other types of mech. She's like, "Oh, you got a mortar." He's like, "Yeah, I found it over the weekend."
Yeah.
It's
I'm talking about,
definitely.
grinding for
But
gear.
BioWare, they make story
They do,
character
and maybe
heavy driven.
Hey, maybe this is the one that'll get you
yeah.
guys into playing
Or
stuff
maybe,
like
maybe,
this. But that's what
maybe
this
it will
is.
I
combine
wanna
them in a
play
good
this,
way.
but-
No,
And maybe
but
it will be a good Destiny meets that kind of storytelling.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they'll do that formula in a way that
Hey, Crispy,
that you guys will be really into. But I really don't want you guys to think that that's not what this is going to be.
No, I absolutely think that's what this is going to be because that's what I was saying
Okay.
during the preview podcast where I was like, this game is giving me Destiny vibes. It's making me think this is going to be a game that you play with your friends and it's not going to be the story focused.
And now that we've seen it, I completely agree.
Okay.
That's what it's going to be.
So, but if you remember correctly, when Destiny first came out, I was playing it with you and I was really excited about it. It was not until that game actually came out and I realized that we had played that beta and that was a third of what that fucking game even had to offer.
Well, and then I went on and put another 80 hours into that game.
Yeah.
Because I'm into the loot. I'm into the grind for all
mean,
that stuff. But that's what I'm saying. That might be a huge
Didn't
chunk
the way
of this
that thing
experience.
start though?
But here's
Seem too scripted, story driven character. I mean,
I definitely think that
there's none of that in Destiny.
The that's true. That's true. You're
Also,
right.
also Bungie
The-
is
the
mainly a shooter
experience-
studio.
the
so think
game-
about that.
The game doesn't take place in that city. That city is going to be a meta game management station, basically. Is what I'm guessing. Is my prediction. You know, I don't know any of this for a fact.
It's gonna be
take it
like
with a grain of salt, but that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be this meta contextual out of game area where you go, you collect quests, you turn in loot, you buy more gear, you upgrade this, that, and the other thing, and then it's all about going out into the world, doing your missions, collecting your loot, coming back, leveling up, re-equipping, turning in quests, getting more, and then going back out.
And I will give
Like,
it.
that's
I will
gonna
give
be the
this-
loot.
Still some assumptions.
I will give. I think
I
he's
mean,
right.
what else
though.
is it going to be?
I think
like,
he's
what
right,
would
though.
it be?
Like Mass Effect Andromeda,
They,
maybe.
they don't set up a story hook like the one that they were presenting without that gameplay loop being
It seems like the world
being
and
what
the-
they're going in.
the world is the
It is
start.
the exact same fucking story hook as Destiny.
What's that mean? What story hook?
That the world has undergone some sort of catastrophe. It is wild and dangerous, and there's one stronghold of humanity left, and you play a member of this class of society that is tasked with protecting humanity and
Going out and
and
wild.
going out
No.
and taming the wild.
I didn't get that vibe at all.
Dude,
That's
that
what
is-
they said. That's what they
That is
fucking
what they
said.
said.
That is
Yeah.
exactly.
is?
That is what they said.
Okay, I
that
guess I
that
need
was
to
the
watch it
setup for
again.
the world for this game. That means that is what they're thinking of designing this game. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know, but like, I feel really
Let's say you're
confident
right.
that
Let's
that's
say
what
you're
it's
right.
going to be.
I'm
Let's say you're right.
I'm absolutely crispy here. I also just want to say, I am totally okay with that. In fact, I will give this game I will do my best to give this game a fair shake and play a large portion of it, if it has a expansive world that is really fun to explore, if it has some of the if BioWare has managed to kind of merge that Destiny style gameplay with maybe a kind of a story on the back end that's like intriguing. I mean, I feel like BioWare. I don't think BioWare is going to make a game that has no like
No, I
story.
don't think so either.
If they can merge Destiny's
I don't think so
hook
either.
with
But what I'm saying
feel
is,
like
what
BioWare
I'm saying
didn't
is
get
when
the
that
memo.
veneer starts wearing thin after you've played 10, 15, 20 hours of this game,
But I enjoyed what I played.
the
of
loop
Destiny.
under it needs to hook you.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't play more Destiny is because I was told that like that beta only represented like a third of that entire world.
Sure.
Like it was like super small, and I was like, it just
This didn't look like anything I saw in Destiny in terms of
This-
like
this
the
looked-
way it played, the way it was structured.
This looked massive.
The way like
It did look pretty big.
If they can take Destiny's hook and then layer that on top of a story as in a huge like open world,
I feel like
then I think
I feel like BioWare didn't get the memo that Destiny is dumb and stupid, and only dumb and stupid people play, and that they're dumb and stupid if they make a goddamn Destiny game. That's all.
That's
Run.
that's fucked up.
He's coming for you.
I'm just saying, like that, like you just have a real shit attitude about that.
Aw.
Like,
where you going, bro? This podcast ain't over.
He's
What you
fearing
doing?
for his life.
Listen, I,
think-
love Mass
I think-
Effect. I love Dragon Age. I was so excited for them to do like a new IP, but still do. Hey, these characters that I spend 80 hours with are like the greatest characters in video games. That's BioWare, you know. And what I don't want
your
is,
party in this game is your friends.
you know what?
Brad doesn't
I'll
like
take
friends.
Morden
Not BioWare,
over
but-
any of you guys.
But we're not having that debate. Like no one's like that's what I was worried about. But I'm also
Hey guys, did you see Wonder Woman? Let's kill this thing for loot. That's not BioWare.
It is now.
Fuck.
What if it is?
I mean, because you know why this can't be that? Because Mass Effect is fucked. Dragon Age is kind of fucked. This
mean,
was supposed to,
You acting like that's a bad, invalid thing, though, is what's fucked.
but BioWare needs to make good RPGs
We don't know
again.
what kind of story content will be in this game. There might still be something there for you to sink your teeth into, but you don't have to be a fucking dick about it.
Well, I mean, I'm just being honest. This thing, like, if it really is a Destiny clone, like, consider me like super depressed about the whole project.
I mean,
and the
that's a good
future of
point.
BioWare.
BioWare runs an MMO right now, and it's got pretty decent story content.
Yeah, but I mean,
But it's still a fucking
I didn't
MMO.
play that.
It's not a great game. It's
because
not like
it's an
very fun to
MMO.
play.
See, so an MMO with good story content because it's BioWare is about as interesting to me as a Destiny game with pretty good story content that I the same as this Star Wars MMO. I'm not gonna fucking play it, and that's why I'm bummed.
Sure, and you have every right to be bummed.
But you know, I don't actually
also-
believe that is exactly what this is. I have more faith in BioWare that they're going to do something a little deeper and more interesting than what I think Destiny is.
You know what this game is going
Which
to be?
is-
If it's you know what this game is going to be if it's not Destiny per se? It's going to be Borderlands with maybe a better story.
That's better to me than Destiny for sure.
Yeah.
How are those like so incredibly different to you?
I mean, I don't know. There's like character and personality. I mean, I don't think Borderlands is fucking amazing, but it seems like there's more like story and character to it. You're not visiting a website to read some fucking text entries about what this fucking world means.
Okay.
You gotta accept that. I just think Destiny is lame as shit, and I don't want another game that's like that. And I know all I played was the beta, but alas.
Yeah, I get that you don't know what you're talking about.
And that was the Microsoft conference. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Thank
that's
you.
got Crazy.
Yeah. Pretty
Oh,
good
Looking
conference.
forward to
this
playing
year.
that in 2025.
No,
we
maybe
still
this is-
have the Bethesda conference today.
Yeah, we still got Bethesda.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for part 2 coming
There's some
right
exciting-
now.
There's some exciting stuff coming from Bethesda that we already know. So
Yes.
we'll be back a little bit later tonight to record the Bethesda portion of this podcast. Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna go ahead and take a short nap.
Bah.
See you in a bit.
I'm gonna get this podcast edited, but I'm gonna do it first thing in the morning.
Gummies?
Gummies. Y'all all saw me buy them.
I didn't see.
Well, we're in no hurry in the morning, right? Well, we're going to get our badges, but
I mean,
Those
if
candy
we can get to bed in the next hour,
That's what's gonna happen with these gummies.
if we can get to bed in the next hour, we can get a full
Yeah.
10 hours of sleep.
you're going to take the gummies now?
Let's each take like a handful.
You're really supposed to take them that early?
You gotta peel it first.
But like, I think it's like literally an hour before you're lying down with your eyes closed.
What's up, Brad?
Wait a minute.
Oh no!
Oh, we're gonna do a countdown. Do them together.
They're very chewy.
I'm gonna
these
do,
really
like,
work?
3 of them.
Don't know.
How many milligrams are
Don't
they?
do it.
This does say take one.
How many milligrams?
I got 2. I got.
Do you
It's
need
melatonin
do you
gummies.
need
Nah, I
to?
probably don't even need one. Here you go, Nick.
You've been mushing that between your fingers?
Just working it.
2.5
Like a
milligrams.
nipple.
Can I have
Oh, that's not a lot.
Can I have a fresh one, please?
2.
Like
No!
it's a
No!
Yeah, I take 10 milligram melatonin when I need to sleep. Like last night I did.
Here we go.
We're just, just sitting around the
It
table.
does say chew it up very well before swallowing.
Just sitting around the table taking melatonin.
Ah, these chew are tough.
yeah.
They don't chew.
They're not tough. They're just
Chew one gummy 1 hour before
resilient.
bedtime.
They're resilient gummies.
Do not exceed one gummy daily.
What?
2.5 milligrams.
Do I have a fresh one?
If you really want a fresh one, yes.
I don't know where your hands have been. No.
Here. They've been right here the whole time.
You've
All day.
seen them.
All day. They're right here.
Man, that's some pungent.
Melatonin makes you queasy. This is the first time I've ever had it, so it might make me throw up for all I know.
How effective is melatonin? I have no idea.
It's not for you, Chris Davis.
I know.
That's what I'll say.
It's for the rest of
This
y'all.
is so that we can fall asleep before you fall asleep.
I know, but
Guys,
y'all have to set up your
wait, why do
beds
we just
before.
take that? We have to set up we have to.
Let's go! We're on a fucking timer!
Start the timer. We gotta go.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about Wolfenstein.
Sure. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna drink some caffeine. This is gonna fuck me up.
Oh my god.
My brain's gonna be so fucking confused. Melatonin and caffeine. What?
We should have got a little thing at ear.
I think you're thinking of
Earplugs
melanin.
I don't like earplugs.
Different word.
Wait, what about melanin?
Someone was like, "Why are you taking melatonin? Are you trying to get darker skin complexion?"
What?
I think he was thinking of melanin.
Yeah,
Mel-
melanin.
Melanin. That was melanin.
Melanin.
Holy shit.
We probably should start.
Yes, please.
All right, hit record. But give me 5 seconds of silence.
Are you not already?
You son of a bitch. Wait, why is this testing?
I'll open the podcast.
Okay, so
Check.
None of the settings have changed.
okay, I'll speak up a little bit.
But you put the mic in between you a little bit more, or can you scoot?
Just make sure you maybe you could turn your mic towards him. How's that? I'm trying to host this bitch.
Check.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna be looking at y'all, he's not gonna be looking at the mic.
You're gonna feel like you're just too tired to sleep.
Did you really want to introduce this segment?
Welcome back. It's fucking nothing. .gif.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That was your big joke that you were planning to
That's
open
not
this?
a joke.
Yeah, that's definitely not
Really?
a joke. Chris Davis, did you watch the same press conference we did?
I caught two interesting things. Well, 2.5 interesting things.
You know, you realize
Three.
this press conference was like 37
Like
minutes.
four.
Guys,
Yes.
I'll be honest.
There's just no surprise.
This was...
Nah.
I was banking on this being like the big thing at E3, and this is...
So this is the Bethesda press conference we're talking
yes,
about.
sorry, yes.
It's
Welcome
not
back
as
to...
bad as EA.
Welcome back to the podcast. We've already covered EA, Microsoft. We're gonna cover Bethesda's showcase, which we just got back from. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the
Ferris
thing.
wheel.
You had turkey leg?
How was the Ferris wheel?
the Ferris wheel was delightful. We rode it twice. The second time we had beer when we rode it.
Yep. There was lots of. I mean, they literally tried to make it like a carnival or a
Yeah, like if
a
anyone
big
has
production.
seen those, if anyone has seen the things that Bethesda's been putting out, the big carnival map with all the different sections, like they have literally created that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's the
it's
Bethesda.
Yeah, and so
map.
that literally was like kind of how it was while we were there. There was a big section for Prey. There was a section for Fallout, for Doom, for Skyrim, for
I mean,
Dude, but this has
Dishonored.
everything on the back.
there was one
Yeah.
for Quake that was lame.
yeah,
Right.
Although that was the only thing that was actually playable there. People were playing Quake.
yeah.
An island surrounded on all sides by water with no docks, so you can't get out.
Did
of
y'all
the
play any
coastal
Quake?
land.
No. We ate a giant turkey leg.
Mhm.
We had some free drinks.
Did you
We
guys
rode the
collect-
Ferris wheel twice.
Did you collect all 8 pins?
I got all
I
A
have
pin.
one pin.
Wait,
Would
you
you like
have
the
pin?
pin?
Oh,
Here.
Is
it's
there
an
an Evil
Elder
Within
Scroll.
pin?
I just gave
Oh, fuck yeah.
I just gave Crispy an Elder Scrolls pin.
Yeah.
It's probably worth money. I don't even care.
Yeah, I'm gonna swallow it.
I mean, I think anything that's made is worth money.
I think guys, I think we need to get
Oh,
the
wait.
show
I
moving.
guess
We just
that.
took some melatonin.
Anybody else feel their muscles relaxing?
Not yet.
Don't think that's how that works.
But yeah.
Totally is.
I'm
So
feeling mighty tired myself.
So let me just tell you real quick. After we took part in the free booze and the cotton candy and the turkey leg and the Ferris wheel, everybody gathered outside
Well, no,
these
the
big
funny
giant
thing was
double
like
doors.
we were like, where do we go? And someone was like, I don't know. Ask someone else with the staff shirt. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, thanks. And then I asked someone else, and they're like, oh, just go down there. And I was like, there's nothing down there.
It's like exactly.
And then they're like, oh, go. And like multiple people told us.
So
then
we're all gathered around these giant double doors waiting for it to open. And literally what they did is they were like, and the show is about to begin. And they open the doors and everyone just floods into this room, or we thought it was a room. But apparently it was. I was like, we get in there. There are no seats. Everyone is standing. It's standing room only. And I was like, I bet you this is going to end with a concert. And it did. They brought out the Chainsmokers. The Chainsmokers at the end. God,
Well, that's better than Blink 182.
I had to pee.
false. I would definitely
I
rather
would
listen to
probably
Blink
take
182.
Blink 182 over the
What the
Chainsmokers.
fuck are the chain smokers?
Oh my God, Brad, you're such an old man.
Am I?
Yeah, Brad's an old man.
Should I know what the chain smokers are?
I mean,
I
they're,
should.
they're the new hotness
I
right
don't.
now.
I don't
okay?
know who they are.
They just won a Grammy. Goddammit!
Oh.
Really?
Have
What
you-
song do they
Grammys?
sing? Someone sing their song.
All the
No, that's Blink
small
182.
things.
That's the wrong band. That's the wrong band. Anyways, yeah, we're at standing room only. That whole conference was literally like they said it was.
So
gonna be an
here's the
hour.
big problem. So Nick and I drink a bunch of beer. And we're trying to find where the conference is. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sure once we go through these doors, it'll lead to a big conference center, and there'll be restrooms, and we'll just go then. That wasn't the case. So drank a bunch of beer.
Guys, I'm pretty sure we were standing in the middle of a street.
No, yeah, there was like street lamps.
Like we're standing there, and Nolan's like, "Is that a street lamp?" And I look over, I was like, "That's a street lamp." And I look down, and we're like on pavement. I was like, "Are we standing in a street?"
Yeah.
Was it a tent?
No, there wasn't a tent. There was like a little stage. But anyway,
It
so
was
like
just a big open.
hadn't used the restroom since we left here. So literally hours, multiple hours drinking like booze and stuff. I mean, I say drinking booze. We had all of like
Oh god!
3
Every
beers.
time.
And so the problem was
Oh god.
the bass was so
Oh,
fucking loud.
It was gonna vibrate.
It was
the pee right out of my
like
bladder.
vibrating our bodies, and yeah, it was very uncomfortable.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Didn't even stick around for the concert.
Well, thank God that press conference wasn't very long.
it was not.
I mean, part of me was really sad. Also, part of me was so happy when it ended because I had to pee so bad. Anyways, let's talk about this press conference. This is actually going to be a very short segment. We were expecting.
Is it?
I'll be honest. I was expecting
Battle
a-
cry?
I was expecting a lot out of this conference. I was
It felt like they were teasing Battlecry.
just shy of Sony. I was putting my money on Bethesda being kind of the highlight of the show, and it was quite opposite. I will say there is some stuff to be excited for.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the things that they did announce, they announced. But they spent more than half of their time talking about games, one, that we already knew existed,
but Nick,
games that are already out in some cases.
they talked about Skyrim for the Switch, and the crowd went wild.
Dude, it was that's the weirdest phenomenon.
Because
Were they really?
people love
Yeah,
Skyrim.
people were just lost their shit.
Yeah, they did, of course.
People love
'cause
Skyrim.
They
it was
just
a good game.
They're just like
No,
so
but dude-
getting over the whole portable Skyrim.
Also, they're
thing.
glad to actually have a game to play on the Switch.
Well, people
That's not Zelda.
People did also lose their shit when they showed the Zelda
The
thing in the
Link
Switch.
gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amiibo.
Oh yeah, when they showed the amiibo being put on it, and like it showed
People
your
were like,
your Skyrim
"Oh
character
my
dressed up as
God, I already
Zelda.
have that mod on my PC, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was kind of cool.
Hey, I'm interested. Fallout 4 is going to be on the show floor in VR. I do want to try that. Also, Doom. What do they call
Doom
it?
VFR.
VFR.
The
Is there anything
fucking
way they can
honor.
like prevent a VR first-person shooter where the gun doesn't look like?
Where it's like
Nope.
floating in midair.
Yeah, it's like
It does always look a little.
Hey, did you guys remember when we were talking about what they might talk about, and I was like, hey, I bet they're gonna talk a lot about VR because they're making a big VR push, and you're all like, no, you're stupid, Crispy, you don't know what you're talking about. And then they opened with Bethesda VR.
Yes, you were right.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Hey, remember when I said that Anthem was going to be a Destiny thing? Fuck you guys. Yeah. So,
Let's go in order.
first of all, I didn't
There's
take
three
notes because
things.
I couldn't.
Let's go over the three things.
I couldn't move. I was
Okay,
pee.
guys. Elder Scrolls Legends Skyrim.
All right. Okay. Fine.
Dishonored DLC. Why is that cool?
Well, first of all, okay. So, first of all,
Robot
why
Hunt.
is that cool? You haven't played Dishonored 2, so
Yeah, no shit. That's why I'm asking you why this is cool.
first reason it's cool is because Dishonored 2 is fucking cool. Second,
The character you play as, her name is Billy. She's a former assassin. She worked with Dowd from the Brigmore Witches and the other DLC for the original
Yeah, I
game.
didn't play those.
Jesus,
Okay.
did you
first
write
of all,
this?
those DLCs
I
are
love this series. Okay?
Knife of Dunwall.
The Knife
also
of Dunwall.
those DLCs are also quite good.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very.
no, I've always meant to play
They're
them.
very good. They introduced the witches, which weren't even a thing until 2. And this time you're going to kill the outsider.
Why?
I don't know, because video games.
How?
I mean
With a gun.
Isn't he like a
these
magician?
are all detailed. These are all answers or questions that were not answered in this trailer. All we know is that you're going to go assassinate the outsider.
Is this
which
somewhat surprising?
That's cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's like trying to kill the G-Man. That's kind of cool.
Well,
Yeah.
Isn't he like a god?
I mean, he's like a
yeah.
he's like a mythical being that lives in an alternate dimension. So like,
God.
Yeah.
he's
God.
basically a god. Which that's cool. I want to do that. I also want to play more Dishonored 2, so I will take it.
And evidently it's going to be a standalone release.
Yep.
Physical.
I'm not as
Really?
excited.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Supposedly.
Shit, that's cool.
I'd buy that.
But the other thing, let's see. The next, okay, well,
I'd buy that for $1.
On Steam.
Damn. Just wait till they give it away.
What else, Nick?
Dead air.
The Evil Within. God, this is gonna be the shortest fucking segment
Hey.
ever.
It is. It's gonna be horribly short.
Hey, Evil Within looks pretty cool though.
Guys, I can't even begin. First of all, we all knew the Evil Within 2 was coming long before this conference happened, but I did not think it was coming out this year. It's coming out October 13th,
which is soon, man.
We could hear you all the way from here, Nick.
It's like already. I could feel how close that date is.
Oh, Brad's feeling the pressure.
The thing, like, I watched that trailer. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
No.
At
You're
the
not
time, which I
supposed
guess
to.
is an
You're
Evil
not
Within thing, but still, like, I just had no. I was like, what is going on?
That is part of the reason why I love.
I was like, why does he have a daughter? Who is this?
It
What
felt
are
like
those?
I felt like an Evil Within music video.
I also thought they mentioned the daughter in the first game.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
It's been a while.
I don't think they did.
But it doesn't matter because parts look creepy and parts look cool. Look like some dope ass boss fights, some cool sequences. I'm glad they finally showed gameplay because I thought it was just gonna end with that weird ass trailer.
Yeah.
But no, they showed some cool shit, and you know this game has a lot to prove. You know, can it be the polished, more refined game that the first one? You know,
We don't exactly have an answer on whether it's letterboxed yet.
I don't think.
I mean, it
is.
didn't look
we
like
don't
it.
even know about
so.
the frame rate at this point.
I mean, it looks 16:9.
Do we know with 100% certainty that Shinji Mikami is directing this?
Well, I saw a
He's
title that says
Creative
Evil Within
director.
2 confirmed Shinji Mikami is directing.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
I read.
Now, do we?
I don't.
Here's
the
my
source
question:
on that, I'm not
should
sure,
we be
but-
worried because that turnaround time on that sequel has not been long?
that
Oh,
was 2014.
yeah, no, it's been long enough.
Yeah.
It's been 2.5
No, it's
years.
2015.
No one.
No.
Evil Within.
Guys, I'm pretty sure 2015 was the year of Evil Within. Somebody please fact check me. It has not been 3 years since the Evil Within.
You got a thing right there.
Oh, I do.
I mean, it might have just been 2 years, but what? Since when is 2 years not the norm?
Well,
for
the thing is, Evil
this
Within, the
industry?
Evil Within 1 had some problems, maybe, and this is, I don't know. Was it 2014? Fuck
Yeah.
me.
I think even when a game has problems like that, it's almost like you want to get them fixed quicker.
Guys, all these
So.
fucking years are.
It
blurred.
has to have been because I remember Chris and I saw it at QuakeCon 2013
Yeah.
in Dallas, and that was right before it came out.
Speaking
Not
of
right
QuakeCon, you could win $1 million in the Quake tournament at QuakeCon.
Guys,
why
guys,
was Quake not shown as more of a thing as part of the press conference?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, because it's been shown a million. I mean, haven't people been playing the beta for a while?
They've been playing the closed beta for months.
Yeah, but I
and the
mean,
open
put your
beta
best
has been
foot forward and go,
weeks.
hey, this is why all of y'all want to play
My
Quake.
question
Yeah,
is,
I get real fucking
yeah.
I get real fucking skeeved out when they're spending more time trying to convince me that this is an esports game than they are that this is a game that I should just be playing.
Yeah.
like, why didn't they just release it tonight? I feel like it should be out now.
When is the game coming out?
They haven't said.
Well,
There is no
Isn't
set
it in
release
beta?
date.
Well, that's
already?
fucking weird.
Like closed beta right
It's
now?
just it's an open beta right
No,
now.
it's open beta.
Yeah.
Open beta.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a
So
few.
it's got to be happening.
I guess they
soon.
really
Sorry.
didn't need to show it.
Can
That
we
means
can we
release.
rewind back to Evil Within for a second?
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
a few things, especially in that
The milk.
gameplay, the milk. First of all, I love just the fucking out there shit, the crazy mindfuckery.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
But Brad, you mentioned this earlier, like the gameplay montage, kind of at the end of that trailer, like looked a little open. Like maybe out in like a
out in
city,
the city, out in the town,
Yeah.
whatever.
which could be cool.
That
Kinda
flamethrower
Silent
boss
Hill-esque.
is cool.
I saw a lot of like creepy hallways with long-haired ghosts chasing
Yeah,
after
that
you.
was that. The long-haired ghost,
Yeah.
like doing the weird, creepy movements and then chasing you. And
Laura, the creepy blood.
What about
girl's
the
back.
Yeah.
the dude with like I don't know if it was like a bag or a gas mask
Yeah,
or
I saw
whatever,
him
the
a couple
flamethrower?
times.
Flamethrower.
Is that like the new keeper kind of?
maybe.
Probably so, yeah. I don't know. Everything about that
And
game looks fucking
There were
cool
some
to me,
cool
so.
set pieces, some cool boss fights, some cool trippy shit.
And it
Evil
looked
Within deserves a sequel, and I'm glad it's getting one.
it looked faster.
Yeah, it did look a little more
Everything
action
they were
oriented.
showing- I mean, not necessarily more action oriented, like actual pace of your character and what's
Yeah,
going
they
on.
might have sped it up a bit. I'm sure when you're actually playing the game and it's punctuated by those like slower moments of tension and whatnot, it's still gonna feel at heart like an action game. But yeah, it does.
I mean, it kind of feels for me, at least just from that gameplay montage of the pacing going from Dead Space 1 to Dead Space 2.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what? Dead Space 2 is a great game.
Dead Space 2 is a fantastic game.
All right, moving on to the last game of the evening. God, this is gonna be the fucking shortest segment. Okay, Wolfenstein.
That and there was no one else to
Wolfenstein.
tell us save it for the show, so we talked all about it
Yeah,
already.
we went crazy on it.
Are you fucking serious?
There were arguments said.
It's okay.
Well,
y'all,
Why don't we hear
y'all are here,
That
so
was
what do you think, Nick?
So because I wasn't here to say save it for the show, y'all didn't save it for the show.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
You see what happens? You see what happens, Nick?
there was
That doesn't
goading
mean we had
that
nothing
turned
to
into
say.
arguments that turned into blind
Go ahead,
hatred.
Chris.
Well, we
Davis,
were
what do you think?
refining our positions, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
we
had
can-
that weird ass silly name.
What do you think, Chris Davis?
I mean,
What was
it's
that?
not a silly name.
What was okay? First of all,
The new Colossus.
do you know why I think it's silly? Because I watched that trailer and I have no idea why it's called the New Colossus.
Because
I
it takes
feel-
place in America.
That was
The New
me
Colossus,
agreeing
the
with
Statue of Liberty, Emily Lazarus. Bring me your tired
Okay,
report
you're the
of
okay.
masses.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have that poem or whatever the fuck it is.
No, I mean,
Memorized.
It's
I
like
know
one of
the.
most-
It's a very
Important.
clever,
I don't have it memorized.
incisive choice of name for the game, but like,
I know it. I didn't know it was called the new Colossus.
yeah, I didn't know that poem was called the
yeah.
New Colossus
Okay.
either.
That's fair enough.
It's gonna confuse a lot of people.
It's okay for them
Is
to
this
make
the,
reference
the
to
sequel to
No,
the
I
Shadow
didn't
of the
say it's not
Colossus?
okay. I just think it's
Shadow
kind
No.
of
of
weird
the
name.
Colossus?
No,
Shadow.
I'm with
The
you.
New
It's okay for them to like kind of point out thematically,
Is this
like
DLC?
this is why
Is
we
this
would
just
call
one New
this
Colossus?
game this. You know,
I also just think that trailer, that whole like presentation of Wolfenstein, while I think it looked really cool once it got to the gameplay, like everything leading up to it seemed like kind of a mess. Not that the game's going to be a mess, but the way they were presenting it.
No,
seemed
I kind of agree for
like
both
a
that
bit of
and
a
Evil
mess.
Within.
It. Sure, but the Evil Within has a written-in, built-in excuse for why.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
It
And
is
horror
fucking
is supposed to be
bad fuck
mysterious.
crazy.
yeah. No, I agree.
This was more of just like they kept jumping around to different scenes and showing things that like they showed scenes like dialogue that I don't know really needed to be in a fucking trailer.
So
Like
which
it was
one?
weird.
yeah. I mean, like,
Like the whole thing about the girl like with the grenade or whatever. And
Oh,
making the
yeah,
dud. I was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that was a funny moment, haha, but it didn't need to be in the trailer. It didn't feel like trailer material.
No, it didn't need to be.
yeah, it's just a lot of laboring.
I liked
over-
the scene in the with the milkshake when the
Drink
Nazis
it
in there
up.
ordering the milkshake.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I drink your milkshake.
Thank you, Brad.
Yep. Is that melatonin kicking in for you guys? Y'all, it looks like y'all. I
I'm
can
getting
see
that.
it.
I'm fairly
slowly
certain the
taking
22
over.
hours that I've been awake is what's
It's-
Yeah,
It's-
maybe
you
it's
did
a
eat two
combination
as
of
well.
the.
I only had one. He
Oh.
had two.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I had one.
I had two.
Brad did too.
You had two. Oh, okay.
Crispy's got to catch up.
You laugh now, but you're gonna be up with this guy.
Oh my god. All right.
Better open that ball back up.
But you know what? When they finally got to that gameplay sequence for Wolfenstein, I think it looked pretty fucking fun. But then again, I really enjoyed. Did anybody else here besides Chris Davis play Wolfenstein?
I did.
No, I mean I played
I did.
some
You like
of it.
Yeah, it was fun.
And it looks like they're continuing the timeline.
Here's the
thing.
argument that I had
But-
earlier that we were kind of shouting about
Yeah. Go ahead.
is that Machine Games is a talented studio. They did a Wolfenstein game. They successfully brought back Wolfenstein. They did like a sort of a half game
I know
that
where
came
this
out a
argument's
year and a
going.
half
Yep.
later, and it was more Wolfenstein. Like these guys should be doing something new.
But this is also nothing new to this industry. It shouldn't surprise you at all.
I don't know
that they're
for
being,
sure.
But like,
that they're being
but like
pigeonholed.
Wolfenstein didn't set the world on fire. I feel like they should have been granted the freedom to try something new.
No, but
Wolfenstein was a big tentpole of like Bethesda's whole offering, and they didn't have anything to offer that was like electrifying. You know what I mean? It's like we were talking about this before you guys came back. As somebody who's bounced off of Metro, when I saw the new Metro trailer, there was new things for them to whip out and be like, "Hey, look how we've changed the series," and I can go,
Check out my
hey,
favorites.
let me check this out again. That looks really cool. That looks
Yeah.
really exciting. If I bounced off the first Wolfenstein, there's nothing about that trailer that's like, hey, this is a game you should maybe consider trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Because it looks like exactly like more Wolfenstein.
like
Yeah.
like
Wolfenstein.
when we first mentioned that rumor about a new Colossus, I was thinking this was going to be another like Wolfenstein game that was going to look and feel totally different than the other Wolfenstein. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like the common thread is Nazis and BJ Blazkowicz. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was gonna be the common thread, but all these games were going to look dramatically different. Like, 'cause, you know, like we had Wolfenstein 2009, and then we had Wolfenstein from Machine Games. Those are two completely different games, but I enjoyed the hell out of both of them because they were totally different. I thought we were going to get another iteration of Wolfenstein called the New Colossus, but no, it looked very obviously like a sequel to.
Well, it was 5 years difference, different engines, different developers.
Yeah.
Do they have two teams?
The only thing that ties together the two titles is other than the fact that there's fucking Nazis that you're killing.
I know.
It's called Wolfenstein.
I know, and I was hoping this was going to be another complete shift for the series. I thought it.
See, I don't want that out of the series.
Oh well, I guess we just want different things.
Yeah, we do. I guess.
I think I enjoyed Machine Games' original iteration of Wolfenstein, and I was like, that feels like a complete experience. I think I'm okay with that, if that's just it. Not that I'm not going to play this, because I am looking forward to playing this.
At the risk of running this off the rails, why don't you want that?
I just want, because almost every single Wolfenstein has been different. I just want some like stability for a couple of games where you can refine gameplay mechanics and build out a story that this one is particularly interesting to me. And then after a second game or even a third game, just go do something else.
After a third,
that's fine.
I mean, after a third game.
But I mean, would you have
they're
been...
in danger now of like doing this game and then being like, oh well, that was successful. Let's just do another one like that, and another.
That's not
if they had been like, in Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, BJ Blazkowicz takes down the Nazis in America, and they're showing like new gameplay additions. That wouldn't be something that interests
There's definitely
you?
some new stuff.
I mean,
What?
it was kind of hard to tell in that montage because it was just a bunch of fucking action and like.
It was BJ Blazkowicz shooting Nazis.
Hey,
Yeah,
Blowjob
that's what it was.
Blazkowicz is in Quake.
Yeah.
Thanks for your contribution.
Go to bed.
Brad just rears up off the couch. BJ Blazkowicz and Quake. Good night. Yeah, that's a good place to end.
That vote machine.
Is it really?
I don't know.
I mean, what
It's
else are we going to talk about?
We're not really like achieving.
Well,
it.
take us out, Nick. What are we going to talk about tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Ubisoft and Sony. A particularly,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Oobs.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Booby soft.
Booby.
Somebody say boobs?
Ubisoft.
What?
No, tomorrow's Ubisoft and Sony. We will be live commentating Ubisoft. We'll be hopefully attending Sony, at least, and maybe Brad will be commentating it. We haven't
for
decided yet.
Okay,
he's saying
I'm
for
for
sure.
sure.
Guys, who wants to take a bet right now on what Ubisoft is going to call this year's next Just Dance game?
Oh, wait, what did they call the last one?
I don't know. 2017? Yeah.
Just Dance, switch it up.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to throw some bullshit Switch thing in there, aren't
Yeah, yeah, they'll do
Probably.
it.
Wait, how
You
do you-
love your Switch.
But I don't love Just Dance. Brad, there's a
that's
difference.
Just switch.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do.
Just Dance Greatest Hits.
Burning it likes dancing. Maybe
Sure.
no one's going to get it.
Totally.
God, this melatonin is working fast. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, guys.
go.
Thank you for spending your first, or spending. What the fuck am I even saying? E3 Day Zero's done, or
E3 day minus one.
Day-
no. I'm gonna go with
E3
E3
Day Zeros.
I'm gonna go
dud.
E3 Day Zero Part 1 because tomorrow is E3 Day Zero Part 2.
Guys, we don't even have to get up early.
No, I'm gonna get
Fucking
this.
sleeping in.
I'm gonna get this podcast edited tomorrow morning, not right now. So I want to fall asleep before Chris Davis does. So, thank you guys for listening, for hanging out with us all day. Join us tomorrow. I think it's 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I could be totally wrong on that.
Nope,
but
that's Ubisoft, 1 o'clock.
Ubisoft, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We'll be live commentating that. You'll see Far Cry. We'll see more Assassin's Creed, I'm sure, and hopefully, for the love of God, hopefully some surprises.
That would be lovely.
I mean-
Ultimately, there's been like
Come
no
on.
surprises this.
Come on,
this
AAA
E3 yet.
developers.
What are y'all talking about? There
they're
have been surprises.
Microsoft
I was
had-
constantly being surprised at Microsoft.
Nick,
That's constantly.
No, I
Anthem.
mean like game announcements.
Anthem.
Surprises.
right?
No, but Anthem isn't.
A Way Out,
I mean, I guess
it's gonna
Anthem,
be there.
Metro Exodus,
We did.
Ori and the Wisps of the Wind, or whatever the fuck.
Will of the
Still,
Wisps.
Will
Every
of the
single
Wisps.
one of those games have been more or less known quantities.
You're talking about they're
No.
not new IP.
No,
So
no,
they're
no,
not-
no. Like
not
they're,
worthy
they're games.
surprises.
There are games that have been announced or more or less confirmed.
I mean, A Way Out, no.
Well, that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
Not a way out.
That's
not a way
just
out.
the nature
Guys.
of fucking things leaking out before E3 starts. Which
Guys,
True
It's time to close out
surprises.
the podcast.
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it'll
think
be
Crispy's
fine.
ready to go to bed, so
Just
we'll fuck it
hey,
with all our-
tomorrow's the day though. Tomorrow's the day that like Sony walks up behind us and like grabs us by the balls and is like, "This is what you're gonna be obsessed about next year," you know. And then we can all get really excited and electrified and have a
Oh.
wonderful time.
That Dragon Ball Fighter Z looked pretty fucking
Oh,
cool.
Didn't
that's
it?
true, but again,
Didn't
it
it,
got
though?
leaked.
It did.
Dragon Ball Fondler Z?
I feel like there's a lot of negativity floating around about E3 already, which is ridiculous. I think this has been a pretty,
It hasn't even begun.
I think it's been a pretty successful E3.
the
but you know
negativity, not E3.
what?
Guys, we've
Whatever.
already lost Nolan. We gotta go.
The melatonin is
Okay.
working.
I'm running for my bed. Bye.
No, you're gonna help us clean the shit up. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.